What's going on, everybody, on the YouTube stream? We just started it. There may be a bit of a delay on the YouTube stream, but let me know if you guys can hear me in the comment section. It's good to see you guys. I know it's been a little bit. It's been about a week since I last streamed, but let me know that you guys can hear me. Let me know that everything is going good. Oh, there's no delay for you, 100? For sure. But
I got you here, Logic. Just listen.
You guys know it's been a little bit. Been about a week.
You got good sound, brother. Good sound.
Perfect. All right, nice. All right, so we got the good sound here. We got over here we have 145 people in the TikTok stream right now. We just started. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the YouTube channel. You guys already know what it is, man. Hey, Chris, tell him how he doing, man. Tell him what it is. Remind him.
I'm gonna let him know. Y'all grab that miswhack, y'all. 434, that button. Treat that like button and treat that screen like you fear disobedience. Because if you don't tap that screen and if you don't hit that like button, oh, we know you secretly kiss that black stone.
That's right. That's right. So make sure you guys hit the like button. We got 100 people in there already now, so there should be 100 likes. All right, let's make sure that the viewership matches the likes because it helps with the live stream hitting the algorithm. Same here on TikTok as well, guys. Make sure you guys are tapping that screen so that we can be in the algorithm, because you know how TikTok tries to shadow ban your boy, but they can't stop what God has his hand on, right? So make sure you guys go ahead and 434 that screen on TikTok and 434 that like button on YouTube. And if you're watching on Facebook too, make sure you guys give a reaction. Don't forget, give a reaction, hit that like button, hit the love button, react to it. I don't care what you do. Same for the Muslims, man. Y'all know y'all love it. Y'all part of the team already. Y'all part of the team as well, man. So y'all go ahead and show some support.
All right, so wouldn't we even consider the Muslims liking it if they don't have the money to pay the jizya? That would be their jizya.
Right. All right. So with that being said, if you are a Muslim, go ahead and hit the request. What's going on, Brother James?
Oh, good, my brother. How you doing?
All right. You want to hang out with us today? Want to cook with us today?
Oh, love cooking. Listen, who are you debating tomorrow morning?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not debating anybody tomorrow morning.
No, I'll be debating tomorrow evening.
Okay. So your one. Okay. Because people are sending me messages. Who's Logic? Who's Avery debating tomorrow morning? I'm like, is he debating tomorrow morning? This is new.
Yeah, no. So Albie's gonna be here on my TikTok. I'm gonna be moderating a debate between Albie and I believe the guy's a Unitarian. So maybe some type of different Unitarian. I don't know. But we shall see. I haven't heard of him. Maybe you guys might be familiar with him if you guys seen his name or something like that. But yeah, if you are a Muslim, you can come on up. Al-Hadji, looks like you are requesting up. Let's see. Are you a Muslim? See, let's bring you up.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. And you?
I'm pretty good.
Oh, great. Happy to be here again. This is my second time.
Your second time here?
Yep.
Okay. So remind me, you are a Muslim, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, beautiful. Nice. Well, welcome back, man. So, you wanted to engage with this. Islam is false. Prove me wrong.
Tell me what's wrong about Islam.
What's wrong with it?
Yes.
How much time you got?
Would you like?
I got all the time.
All right.
I got all the time to listen to you.
All right, that's good. Well, okay, we can start with let's start with something. Let's start with man. What is wrong with Islam? All right, so yes. I don't believe that Islam is true because it claims to be a continuation of the previous scriptures.
Yes.
It claims to align with what the previous prophets taught. And when I read what the previous prophets taught, when I go back and I look at the previous scriptures, I see that the Quran actually contradicts them. So obviously, therefore, it cannot be true. Thank you so much,
In what
Dylan, for the
ways?
super chat. God bless you.
So in what ways Quran contradicts them?
Yeah, so for example, the prophets all had this narrative that God was going to send the Redeemer, the Messiah, to redeem us of our sins, and come and die for our sins and things of this nature, suffer for us, rise again on the third day, right? This is a continuous thread, throughout the generations, even becoming more and more
That's the
clear.
Christian narrative.
Huh?
That's your narrative. The Christian
No,
narrative.
That's the prophet's narrative. See, that's the thing, Haji.
That's your narrative. It's not all the books.
So what if I can show you that it's not in a quote unquote Christian book, a Christian narrative, but before Christianity?
Okay, let me tell you. Let me just give you my not my opinion, what we think as Muslims.
Okay.
So in each generation, God, or each nation, God has sent a messenger to them, right? So throughout the times, if from the time of Adam until our modern time today, and in each generation of people or each nation of people, God had sent his message. And the message is always the same: to worship the one and only God, and not to worship like people, not to worship humans, not to worship the creatures of God, to worship God himself. And that's all the messengers from the time of Adam to Noah to Jesus to Moses to Abraham, all of them, they taught the same message: to worship God, whom we call where we from, right? So,
If I may,
but as
if I may,
the
really
message,
quick.
okay, go ahead. Yes.
Elle, isn't that just your narrative? Because what you're doing is simply making
not
an
my
Islamic
narrative.
But you just
No, not my narrative.
just said. Oh, then whose narrative is it?
That's the narrative of the books that were sent by God. They all told you to worship God. Even Jesus told you to worship God, not to worship him. Worship God. Worship his creator.
That's
okay?
a claim. That's a claim. How would you prove it?
It's proven in our book that God told you to worship him, not to worship Jesus.
So it's an Islamic.
And on the day of the judgment,
Slow down, man. So it's an.
No, you slow down. I am slow. I'm listening to you.
So it's an Islamic narrative.
Yes.
I'm not defensive. So I'm saying you agree it's an Islamic narrative, but then when
it's in your book too.
Well, we'll look at our books because that's what Avery was going to.
That's what I was saying. I said that when we actually look at the prophets and what they taught, this narrative that you're saying that's an Islamic narrative is not what we find.
So can we take a look
then what
at
do
what
you
our
find? Tell
book
me, what do you find? Go ahead.
I told you.
Go ahead.
We find that
says.
God's Redeemer. We find that God will come and redeem us of our sins and reconcile us back to himself by sacrificing himself.
God does not need to die for you to redeem your sin. If he wants to forgive you, he will forgive you. You just have to submit your will to God and ask forgiveness directly from him. Nobody has to die for your sin, for him to forgive you.
And that is why, Haji, why I say Islam is false, because the prophets taught otherwise. The prophets taught that we do need a substitution sacrifice.
No, can I just
hold on, Haji, let me finish. Haji, let me finish. You have in Islam where Allah just, I guess, forgives you with no repercussion, with no dealing of the sin. So his mercy is shown, but his justice is thrown out the window. While the
No,
prophets
justice is
talk
there.
that God will have.
Justice is
Hold
there.
on a second, please. Hold on a second,
Mhm.
please. While the prophets talk that God's justice and his mercy is still intact, he still deals with your sin, and he still deals out his mercy at the same time. So your sin doesn't go unpunished according to the prophets, but according to Muhammad, it does. It goes unpunished.
No. To us, you have to pray.
Let me
obey
just
God.
clarify one thing, Haji. 1 second. Salam alaikum
Okay.
first.
Wa alaikum
First of
salam
all,
wa rahmatullah.
Salam al
you talk about prophets. Can we get a Jew here, please, to clarify
Salam
what you're talking
وَلَا
about?
تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Nobody is responsible for anyone's sin.
Can I
Okay?
just
You are
jump in there 2
responsible for your
seconds,
own
Haji?
sin. All you
My
have to
Haji,
do
my
is,
brother.
yeah, go ahead, brother.
Sorry
Go ahead.
to cut you off. Sahih
No problem.
Bukhari 6668.
If you don't have the
Sahih
knowledge,
Bukhari,
don't talk.
Sahih
You're
Muslim.
Palestinian.
My brother, Sahih Muslim
No,
6668.
don't give him
I'm gonna read
Sahih
it for you.
al-Bukhari. Give him Quran.
No, I'm giving you Sahih Muslim.
Wait, just
Sahih
one
Muslim,
second.
brother.
Before you read that, James. Haji, are you Quran alone?
Yes, I studied the Quran.
No, do you follow the Quran alone? Do you reject Hadith?
No, I don't. That's the saying of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
So you do follow
But-
Hadith, right? Okay, good.
But
He's about to give
Quran
you.
is Quran
Haji,
is
1 second, one second,
the
Haji.
constitution. As a Muslim, you
Sahih,
follow
can you be
Quran
quiet,
Everybody,
bro?
and
everybody
you complement
pause.
it with the saying of the Prophet. Okay?
Haji,
So
as
if
you
you
just
want to
said,
find contradiction, open the
Haji,
Quran and
relax,
give me the
bro.
contradiction.
Haji, relax.
Breathe,
As you said, you follow the sayings of Muhammad. So he's about to give you the sayings of Muhammad. Go ahead, James.
First of all,
Okay, this is
hold
what
on,
it says.
James, 1 second.
My brother, no, man. Just hang on, dude.
No. You think
Hey,
you're big
guys.
here, right?
No, can,
Excuse me.
yeah.
Mute your mic. He's about to read the Hadith.
Yeah,
Okay,
You
this is
guys
what
don't
it
debate
says.
Christians. How am I supposed to be Christian when you keep muting me? You're disgusting. You're disgusting, bro.
And we don't need any other Muslims coming up crying.
Excuse me, bro.
We don't do the
I
crying.
didn't say.
We don't do the crying.
I was
This is how it is on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
We got the people that just be coming up just crying, man.
I was
So James is about to read the Hadith, the sayings of Muhammad. Go ahead, James.
Thank you, sir. This is Sahih Muslim 6668. And it
Every
says,
help yourself. Let somebody
that
speak.
Muhammad said, there would come among people, there would come people amongst the Muslims on the day of resurrection with heavy sins as mountains, and Allah will forgive them, and He would place in their stead the Jews and the Christians. So, Haji, you just said now that no one can take the sins of somebody else, yet your Muhammad is saying that the Jews and the Christians will take the sins of the Muslims. The same thing in 6666 and 6667, Sahih Muslim. So can you answer that one for me, please?
Can I make a clarification rule before we move on? Haji, I respect you. I love you, my friend. But we cannot have you reciting the Quran that way in our rooms. We can't have you swearing here. So if you do it, I'll have to drop. Watch your language.
You're cancelled, nigger. You're fucking nigger.
Wow, look at these Muslims. Look at these Muslims, ladies and gentlemen, coming up. They're so cowardice that they have to cuss, they have to insult. This is what they have to do. This is beautiful. This is Islam, though. Keep showing us Islam. Like we're not offended. Keep showing us Islam.
Can I say something?
1 second. Keep showing us Islam, guys. Like, listen, you don't offend us. We actually want those type of Muslims to come up. Like we invite you here because we really want everyone to know what Islam really is like. So thank you for cussing us out, blaspheming, unable to engage with the conversation, afraid of your own sources. Thank you. Keep showing us this. Like, come on, it's all good. Keep showing us this. Alhamdulillah, Yeshua. Who wanted to say something next?
Me. I want to say something.
Go ahead.
So we live in the same world. Everyone believes in a different thing. That's your choice. You believe in what you believe, but you don't have the right to say Islam is false, as I don't have the right to say Christianity is false.
I do have the right to say Islam is false. The reason why I do have the right to say it's false is because it claims to be a continuation of my religion. So when I study this claim and I see that it's wrong, I have the right to say Islam is false.
Okay, and so
I
if you
think the
have
other
the
reason
right
why
to
we
say
can say
Islam
it,
is false.
I think, just one sec. The other reason why we can say Islam is false is because of a certain surah and ayat that would read, and let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed therein, and whoever does
Hey,
not
you can
judge by what
scrutinize
Allah has
all you want,
revealed,
but you will
then
not
is
see any
those who are
contradiction.
defiantly disobedient. So it's telling us to judge by the gospel. And when we judge by the gospel, it condemns Islam.
Okay, so you said you have the right to say Islam is
Look.
false because based on your religion, the religion gave you the right to say that, right?
The Quran, he's saying the Quran gave us the right to say that.
Even
the Quran tells us
In which
to judge by the
in
gospel.
what ayah? In what ayah?
Chapter 5, verse 47, sister.
Even the Quran says that
7 was the ayat I just read.
right. Even the Quran says that our religion is false in Surah 9, 29, 30, and 31.
Okay.
It says when we say that Jesus is the Son of God, it says that we're deluded. May Allah destroy us. So even the Quran makes our religion false.
The Quran says
guys,
that.
Should I tell you why? Because guys,
wait, hold on, MH. You'll get your turn. I promise. You'll get your turn where we deal. You'll have the sole mic, okay? But let the sister engage a little bit. You've been here before. She hasn't. You know the rule.
Okay, so the Quran says that, and I'm with you. But does the Bible doesn't say that Islam's false?
Well, there was no Islam during the time of Jesus or the apostles. However, the apostles did say this, and Jesus did say this: if anyone teaches a different Jesus than what we have taught to you, then let them be accursed. Even if an angel, even if a new prophet has come and has given you a different gospel, a different Jesus than the one you've received, then let that be accursed. That religion is false. That saying is deluded.
Okay, look, I'm not.
Not the arguments and false religions that come against the knowledge of Christ. It tells us to do that.
Okay, so I didn't study Islam or I didn't study Christianity, but my point was that I'm jealous that someone's saying about my religion is false. That's it.
So I'm glad you're here because the question should be, is it Minna? Is that how I say your name?
Minna.
Minna. The question should be, okay, my name's Avery. You should be like, Avery, why do you say that Islam is false? What are your reasonings that you've come to that led you to believe that Islam is false? You know, and it's an open conversation. It's really to draw people in to have the open discussion and hopefully and share my reasonings with you, you know, and you take it, you know, you can research it later or, you know, do what you want with it, but it's for a good conversation. I want you to know why I believe Islam is false and then come to the truth.
I want you to read better in Islam because I think you didn't.
So let's do this real quick. You believe that Islam is a beautiful, moral-filled religion, right? That it teaches you to do good, not to harm others. It's peaceful.
Yeah.
You believe that that's what Islam teaches, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the claim. However, when we go into the Quran and we actually read it for ourselves, we read a lot of the Quran is not like that. For example,
Hey, that applies the
Well,
same to the Bible. Islam is not a passive
we'll
religion.
see.
We're not
We'll
turning
see.
the cheek. When you do something to a
No, we're not
Muslim,
talking about turning the cheek. We're not talking about that.
okay.
We're talking about moral codes, God's moral character that He does not change. Like, for example, the Ten Commandments. And we spoke with a Muslim on this the other day. The Ten Commandments tell us, for example, not to commit adultery. Now, we all agree here on this panel, Christian and Muslim, that adultery, sleeping with another man's wife, is wrong. Do we all agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
100% wrong.
Okay, good. So now, if there was something that was teaching us to go out and do adultery, if it gave a situation where it said adultery is allowed, you can take another man's wife and have her, then we would know that that is not of God, that's not what God teaches, okay? God would never teach sin. He would never give an allowance or an exception
I'll
to
ask you a
sin.
question.
All right.
Why do
So
you
when we go to
guys why do you guys have several Bibles, like written by several people?
No, go with your
You're
claim.
talking-
Let him finish his claim.
You're talking about English translations. Quran has English translations. That's
No,
not
not
No, it's not the
translation.
same. It's
They're
not the
Hold on.
same.
Let's stay
different-
focused though.
But
Let's
go
stay
back to your
focused.
claim. Go back to your claim.
Let's stay focused.
Guys,
Please
Let's
go
stay
back to your
focused.
claim.
Let's focus. Let's focus. So adultery, we all know it's wrong. We agree that it's not a teaching of God. We go to chapter 4, verse 24 of the Quran.
Mhm.
It gives an exception in which you can commit adultery. It says all women.
I'm sorry, can you say
all
that
married
again?
women.
Someone called me.
Chapter 4, verse 24.
What surah?
What
It's
surah
chapter
is that?
4, An-Nisa. Surah An-Nisa.
Someone called me.
Chapter 4, verse 24.
What surah?
What surah is that?
4, An-Nisa. Surah An-Nisa.
We've got an echo, Avery. We've got
Yeah, so Minna, I'm gonna have to we have to drop you and then we're gonna bring you right back up.
back.
It looks like you got a call and it calls an echo or something.
Right.
Go ahead and hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, on the YouTube stream. Got almost 400 people on YouTube, so go ahead. There should be 400 likes. Hit that like. If you guys are loving this discussion, we're about to get into some good stuff right now. We got Muslims that are standing up for the faith of Islam. So good for them.
Represent.
How do you know that your religion is the right one?
Okay,
I'm
so
about to tell you.
This
about to show you.
is one of the ways we'll demonstrate it by reading Surah 424 and looking at its context.
We know that God's moral code is consistent.
How do you know?
Consistent.
How do you know?
We know that God's moral code is consistent. This is what He revealed to us. God, in His nature, has to be consistent. He cannot change His morality. His morality does not change, right? So He's not going to see something as detestable and claim that this is an abomination, and then later says, "Oh well, it's okay. You can commit that abomination." You know what I'm saying? God is consistent. And that's how the prophets teach about God, that He's always consistent. So if we get to the Quran, He needs to be consistent with what we find in the prophets, in the Torah, in the Zabur, the Psalms, in the Gospel. He has to be consistent. So this is an example where I'm showing you where Allah of the Quran is not consistent with the God that we find in the Torah, the Psalm, and the Gospel. Right? So where God in the previous scriptures, let me finish.
Can you
Where God in the
explain to
previous
me how
scriptures
there is
completely finds adultery to be disgusting, the Quran allows adultery.
Oh, bro, what are you saying?
Bro, he
Oh,
understood
gosh.
it wrong.
Okay, I'll ask
That's
you a
what
question.
wrong.
Okay,
Guys, focus.
How
and
there's
we'll
like
get to the
information
but
of
you have to come up
people
with
just
the
found out.
claim.
bro, let us speak.
Tell me
Let
what
us
it
speak.
is.
guys, we have the text in front of us, and we'll read
Can I
the
speak,
text. You said how do we see that Islam allows adultery? We're at the verse. Just walk through it with us. Do you guys have your Quran open at Surah 424?
I
Do
do
you
have
have it? Then let's walk through the text together, okay? Avery, can you read it for us?
I can recite it. Okay?
Go ahead, friend.
All married women are forbidden for you, except those whom your right hand possess. So, according to this verse, all married women, because it's lined up with verse 23 above, okay? Married women are forbidden. You cannot have married women, except the married women who you captured through war. You can have them, even though they're married. So here the Quran gives permission for Muslims to commit adultery as long as it's with a woman who they have captured in war, their right-hand possession.
No, I don't find it in the surah.
You don't find it in the
It,
surah?
No.
What do you
it
find,
says,
what do you find in
it
the surah?
says,
I can read it word for word if you need to.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
tell me.
Well, actually, James, let's let them, because I guess somehow we're reading it wrong or reciting. Let's let him read it. Go ahead and read it out for us, brother. What do you see word for word? What do you got?
Okay, I got. Do not marry the woman who your fathers married. All thought what is past is past. This indeed was a shameful deed, a hateful thing, and an evil way. So where do it says, yeah, you can marry like a woman that
That's
you
not
could,
424. That's not
uh,
Surah An-Nisa, ayah
okay,
24. So verse 24 of chapter 4, An-Nisa.
okay. And also forbidden to you are all married women, except those women who your right hands have come to possess as a result of war. This is Allah's decree and it's binding upon you.
Mm-hmm. So you see?
Let me tell you something. There is a lot of scientific facts.
you guys would make
that
claims and you don't want us
discovered
to
by
answer to you.
Whoa,
You can't go
whoa,
this way.
relax. It's y'all's turn. Go ahead and respond.
Okay,
Go
let
ahead.
me respond. So it says, like, if you are in the time of war and you happen to captivate slaves, those slaves are your possession, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because they are under your possession and you have the right
Mhm.
to marry them, okay?
No, not marry.
You can marry them if they are Muslims. Like, no Muslim should captivate another Muslim. If they're
It has
Christians,
nothing to
they're
do
your
with
slaves
marriage.
now. They're your slaves, okay? And if
It has
they're your
nothing to
slaves,
do
that
with
means
marriage.
they are your possession, and you get to do what you want with it.
Are they married?
What do you mean?
Are they married? Those slaves that
No,
you capture
no, you
in
don't
this
marry them because they belong to
what,
you.
no. Listen, my question is: these women who are captured, according
Yes.
to this verse, they're married, correct?
The answer is yes, guys.
We're not scholars in this field, man. That's why I don't like dwelling the Quran so much. Is if you
I
pinpoint things like this, you're not gonna get the true essence of Islam. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
you
That's
have
why
a
I don't
shaking
like
imam
dwelling.
up here. You're good.
But there is so many verses.
Haji, time out. Haji,
Slavery.
time out, Haji. Let me say this really quick to MH. This is exactly how you get to the essence of Islam. By reading
No,
and going deep into these things. When you ignore these things, that's when you get away from what true Islam actually is. But this right here, this is true Islam. This is the essence of Islam. And notice
I'm
how
gonna
I don't have
explain.
to twist anything.
I'm
We
gonna
just simply
explain.
have to
When I
read
say
it.
true Islam, let me just say, when I say true Islam, you have to look at the overall picture. You don't look at
Yes.
just one verse. You look at the whole Quran. You understand? We don't look at just the Quran. We look at what Allah's revealed to the whole of creation throughout history. You understand? That's how you look at Islam. That's how
I
you look
agree.
at what Allah's word is, what Allah's
I
revelation
agree.
is. You
I
understand? You
agree.
don't look at one verse.
No, he
No,
At the
no,
end
cherry
of
Okay,
the
picks
day,
like one
what
verse, doesn't even know the meaning behind it. He
you
guys,
started
guys,
understand?
from the beginning to the end.
all right. So
I
guys,
agree.
let's
I
let's
agree.
all. This is what we need to do for right now. Because MH, I actually agree with you that you look at Islam as a whole. You take the whole of it, right? This is only one issue that I brought up. I have many. So this is just one of the issues in the essence of Islam that I'm going to bring up today. But I wanted to show you guys this right now. Guys, according to this verse, and let's all be honest and true to the verse, okay? I'm not twisting nothing. Y'all don't twist nothing. According to this verse, in the context of war, you can go and take another man's wife for yourself.
No,
Correct?
it's not true. I have the explanation. If you want, I can read it.
You have the explanation?
Yeah.
I do
So,
too.
so the explanation is about married slave women who had been captured at the battlefield itself and whose previous marriage were made
Wait, what are
null.
you reading? What are you reading?
I'm reading the explanation of the verse for
From
424
where?
from the
From
website.
What website?
What website?
The website is controversialislamwordpress.com.
Yeah, so that's not what works, my friend. If you're trying to get the meaning of the verse, you need to pull up a tafsir. Like
Okay.
Let me
Ibn
let me
Kathir.
let me
Okay,
ask you.
okay, no, bros,
You-
bros. Give me your tafsir.
Abe
Give me your
is talking
tafsir.
to-
Okay,
talking to-
so I got you.
Let him
So is it
talk.
okay if I bring up Ibn Kathir?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bring up Ibn Kathir. So Ibn Kathir breaks this down. He even gives the hadith that goes with this, gives the background of why this verse was revealed. Okay,
Okay.
so Ibn Kathir, chapter 4, verse 24.
Chapter 4, verse 24.
Or Sunni. Shia
I
or
know.
Sunni.
Sunni.
Quran.
Everybody here is Sunni.
Okay.
All right. So this is what it says. Forbidding women already married except for female slaves. You can have the married slaves. It says, also forbidden are women already married except those whom your right hand possess. The ayah means, now this is Ibn Kathir breaking it down. The ayah means you are prohibited from marrying women who are already married. Let's continue. Except those whom your right hand possesses. Except those married women whom you acquired through war. For you are allowed such women after making sure they're not pregnant. Imam Ahmed, so now he's about to give you the hadith that backs this up. Imam Ahmed recorded that Abu Sa'id al-Kurdi said, we captured some women from the area of Al-Tas who were already married, and we disliked having sexual relations with them because they already had husbands. So their husbands were still alive.
True, that's not true. Give me
That's
the.
what Ibn Kathir says.
Can I
That's what
say
the hadith
something?
says.
Can I show it on the
Wait,
screen?
let me finish. Yep. Show it on the screen,
I'm going to
James.
show you a different one. It's exactly the same thing. This is
Yeah.
Sahih Muslim. Sahih Muslim.
I'm gonna finish this first though, James, and I'll give it to you, okay?
Yeah.
So, guys, again, this is Ibn Kathir sharing the authentic Sahih Hadith that gives the background of this verse. Okay, I'm reading it verbatim. So
Let me tell you.
They captured the female women, and it says, we disliked having sexual relations with them because they already had husbands. So we asked the Prophet about this. And this ayah was revealed. Also, forbidden are women already married, except those whom your right hand possesses. Consequently, so as a result, we had sexual relations with these women. This is the wording in Jami al-Tirmidhi, Sunan al-Nasai, Ibn Jarir, and Sahih Muslim in his Sahih. So they had sexual relations with married
That
women.
can't be
because of this
true
verse.
because it's haram in
Hey,
Islam. Having
no, let me
sexual
tell you.
relationships
It's
is
not
haram.
haram. Let me tell you, it's not
Let
haram.
her talk. Let her talk, and then you go.
No,
Haji.
she
Let her
she
talk.
doesn't. She told you that she's in Islam.
But we gotta let her finish what she says at least, man. Let her finish, and then you go. Go ahead.
It can be true because having sexual relationships without marriage in Islam is haram. So they can't do that. That can be true.
Unless it's with your female captives. They don't have to marry their
Where
female
slavery
captives.
is not in existence. Slavery.
Can I say
Hey, let me tell you,
something?
slavery.
One at a
No,
time.
you don't. You don't, because she is your slave.
Can I say
Yeah.
something?
It's
Sure.
better speaking to a scholar about it. It's better speaking to a scholar about this, honestly.
We just read the scholars on it, guys. We just read Ibn Kathir.
No, I mean, as someone who's educated live in this field, it's better. You're speaking to laymen.
Hey,
Do you understand?
this applies to Christian. Even Christians used to do the same thing.
No Christians did the same thing. In fact, I'm glad that you brought that up. Chris, when you can you get Deuteronomy chapter 21 on how captive women are supposed to be treated if you see them attractive and things of this nature? Let's go ahead and show our Muslim friends, according to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in
Can
the
I
Torah,
say something before
how the
you go
captive
on?
women are supposed to be treated. Yes, of course, you can say something.
Okay.
We're just gonna have the
So
verse
from
ready.
here, when you're getting married, right? You perform your nikah, and then the husband gives the wife money called mer, right? So in this surah, it explains that everybody who has sexual relations with people from the war, those ladies, you are then supposed to pay them the mer because you're now supposed to get married to them since you have gotten into sexual relationship with them. Because then if you don't, that's haram.
Yeah. Okay. GodLogic, let me ask you a question. Did Jesus ever say that he's God and to worship him?
What does that have to do with this?
This is what I was saying before earlier. You don't look at the small picture, you look at the whole picture.
You are literally committing what we call the Muslim shuffle, man.
He grabbed that football. He went back and he went for that Hail Mary.
No, man, what you guys are
we just watching that sucker go on by, and we coming right back to what we were speaking about.
Stay focused, MH, and later on in this live stream, we will Lord willing, we'll get to the deity of Christ. Okay.
But did you understand where I'm coming from?
I understood what you're coming from, sister. The reason why I
And
disagree is because that doesn't apply to female slaves. With the female captives, they did not have to marry
Can
them.
I take a picture of it? Unfortunately, it's my first time on this kind of live. Is it possible if I take a picture using from my Quran? I have it on me.
What are you you're showing commentary in your Quran? It has like commentary from the person?
Oh no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, if you want, you can turn your camera on and like act like you're like recording your Quran, like so we can see it, you know?
Okay, let me try.
Be careful not to show your face if you don't want to show your face.
No, it's okay.
We don't want to unintentionally dox you.
It's only saying I can only connect using audio, unfortunately.
That's weird. That doesn't make sense. That's weird.
It's probably just
anyways, my point was
you have on your phone.
I mean, a lot of things happen at war. If you think about it, a lot of things happen at war. Men at war, and a lot of men get into temptations. We're all human at the end of the day.
Very true.
So now God doesn't allow you to get into adultery, right? So at the end of the day, that's why God then said, after you've committed adultery with this woman, you are supposed to pay mer for them because you're supposed to marry them.
No. Can I just jump in there with a question? Can I just jump in there with a question?
Go ahead,
Didn't Aisha lead wars? Didn't Aisha lead battles?
What relevance does it have to?
She's talking about. She said, in wars you have temptation. So was Aisha tempted? Did she take on male slaves?
That's a good question.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that. I won't comment on the topics I'm not well educated on.
In wars men have temptations, and Aisha led
everybody has temptations, right? I mean, we all do. We are all humans at the end of the day. Are we not?
This is your God saying it's okay to be taken into temptation, and it's okay then only for the men to sleep with
there isn't anywhere where it says it's okay. I'm explaining from my own understanding, from what I've read, and from my own understanding. Then that's where I'm explaining from.
Yeah, but we are reading your sources, and your sources are telling us clearly that they took captives, and the men were afraid to have sexual intercourse with them. And then this verse came down to save the nation and said it's okay to dingy these women, even though these women are married and their husbands were still alive.
I'm sorry, from where I'm reading from, unfortunately, I can't take a picture. It's not written that those women were married. So I don't know if there's a way I can prove it to you.
So I hold on, guys. Yeah, guys. So just really quick,
Because the main
go to,
the
yeah,
main
just really quick,
problem.
really quick, sister,
Sorry,
really quick, sister.
let me just say this last time. The main problem is the Quran is written in Arabic, and sometimes when these things get translated, there might be a little bit of some words that are missing, or they might be translated in a wrong way. So it all depends from the source you are reading from.
Yeah,
That's 100% correct. The source has to be 100%.
not in
Just
this not in
That's
this
why I
case.
can't
In
prove
this
my
case,
point
guys,
because
hold
I
on, hold
speak
on, hold on,
Arabic.
guys.
I read
I'm
it in
speaking now,
Arabic.
guys.
and
I'm speaking
You
now,
need
guys.
somebody who
Guys, everybody
is
Come
mute
on,
up
guys.
now. I'm
Y'all
speaking
gotta
now.
stop
agree with
trying to
you.
speak over
I'm
logic.
speaking
Y'all
now.
mute up, please.
I,
Y'all mute up,
I will
please.
not agree with you
Everybody,
because
please
you
mute
are
up.
not reading this from
Yeah,
Ma'am,
sister, hold on.
specifically
please
from.
mute up.
Hold
Go
on a
ahead, Logic.
second. So I'm going to respond to everything that you said. So number one, according to your jurisprudence, you do not have to marry your female slave to have sexual relations with her. That's not in your jurisprudence. That's one. Nor is it in your Quran. You can marry them, but you don't have to. That's number one. Number two, in this verse, these women who are being captured are married because it literally says, forbidden are all married women except those whom your right hand possesses. Now, Black Doctor, can you bring up that verse again? We're gonna show you guys how, according to the Torah, a captive woman is supposed to be treated in war. So go ahead and read that Black Doctor, and then we're gonna get back to this verse here.
Sure. Deuteronomy 21, beginning at verse 10. When you go out to war against your enemies, and the Lord your God gives them into your hand, and you take them captive, and you see among the captives a beautiful woman, and you desire to take her to be your wife, and you bring her home to your house, she shall shave her head and pare her nails. She shall take off the clothes in which she was captured, and shall remain in your house and lament her father and her mother a full month. After that, you may go into her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. But if you no longer delight in her, you shall let her go where she wants. You shall not sell her for money, nor shall you treat her as a slave, since you have humiliated her.
Right. So, with this verse, guys, thanks, Black Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
We see how a captive woman is treated in the Bible, in the Torah. She's supposed to be treated with respect. She's not a slave. She's not taken as a slave. If you want to marry her, you marry her. You can't just have sexual relations with her. You have to marry her first. Then you go into her and have sexual relations. And if you guys aren't happy, you are to send her off, with possessions wherever she wants to go. You're not allowed to sell her. You're not allowed to treat her as a slave or anything like that. However, when we read this and multiple verses, the captive women are slaves, and they're treated as such. They can be sold, they can be bought, all of these type of things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not even what I'm trying to focus on. I'm focusing on the part that they're married. That these women in the Quran, it allows you to have relations with married women that you capture.
No, it doesn't work like that. For a Muslim to have sexual intercourse with any woman, he has to do nikah. That's the Islamic way of marrying that person. It doesn't matter.
Not according to this hadith.
No, bro, you don't even read it properly. You have to read it properly with the tafsir. The tafsir is saying.
I agree. We got to read it with tafsir, right?
So the tafsir is saying. Let me explain to you here. The tafsir is saying.
The tafsir says that they have to do with their look. This is what the tafsir says. I read the tafsir. Ibn Kathir's tafsir with the hadith. Okay, he says we disliked having sexual relations with them because they already had husbands. This is the tafsir quoting the hadith. So we asked the Prophet about it. Then he sent down this verse. All married women are forbidden, except those whom the right hand possess. As a result, we had sexual relations with these women.
That was before the Quran was revealed. They were doing this kind of stuff.
That's after.
You read it false because it says no. Wait.
Before this ayah, let me explain to you.
Because it says also
before this verse was,
bro,
let me explain to you. Before this verse was revealed, they were doing this because Islam was new at that time. People living in them areas at that time, they were very ignorant. Yeah, the Arabs at that time were pagans, they were ignorant. So that's why the Prophet came to them to take them away from this ignorance that they were living by. So before this ayah came down, they were doing this stuff. After, the Quran is revealed by when things were happening, as it's revealed not in one day. It took 23 years. Every time something took place or there was questions, then the Quran, a verse would be revealed. So every time when they said that, oh, we've been doing this and this and this with the women, we feel like we need to have sex with women, this and that, whatever. So that's when this ayah was revealed. So
Very good. So it was revealed. It was revealed in the
plus,
same time. It was revealed in the same time that they captured these married women. Correct?
no. Before that, after that. So when
Okay.
they captured the women, that's when this verse was revealed to let them know that before you do sexual intercourse with them, this is wrong. You have to give them dowry.
Wait. Dude, I don't understand where you're getting this from, dude. I'm gonna read it again slowly. Let me read it again slowly. Okay.
I've got it.
Okay,
Here.
well, let's read it together slowly. Let's go through it step by step, because
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about here. It says this. It says, we captured some women from the area of Altas who were already married, and we disliked having sexual relations with them because they already had husbands. So even the Muslim men who were in battle and just won the battle, some of these husbands were still alive with the women, and they even in their own self thought it was wrong to have sexual relations with them because they were already married. Their husbands were right there. So they went to the Prophet about this. It says, so we asked the Prophet about this matter, and this ayah was revealed. So now the Quran verse comes down.
Correctly.
So forbidden are all women who are married, except those whom your right hand possess. So this verse now answers their question.
Read further down. Read further down.
Oh, yeah,
Does have Allah ordered for you? Okay.
Wait. Dude, hold on a second. Because you need to see what happened as a result. Okay?
Okay.
So after the verse comes down, this is what happens now. Consequently, we had sexual relations with these married women. So the verse gave them permission to have sexual relations with those married women.
Exactly, by doing nikah and giving them their due.
There is no nikah here. There is no nikah. There is no nikah.
Dowry. A meher is a condition before you do nikah with someone, with a woman.
Yes.
This is called a meher, dowry.
There is no condition.
Or do you got a tafsir for this hadith or something?
It's
Tafsir
written.
Ibn Kathir. This is what you need to read. You can't read from all
I'm
these
in
other
Ibn
websites.
Kathir.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to go
Avery's
into
reading
you need to
Tafsir Ibn
understand.
Kathir right now, guys.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you need to understand the main thing. So for a man to marry a woman or have sexual intercourse, the baseline is you have to do nikah. It doesn't matter if it's a slave or no slave.
All right, so where in Ibn Kathir, in that tafsir on Surah 424, where does Ibn Kathir say that you need to complete this nikah before you sleep with these women that are your slaves? Where does it say where does it say in Ibn Kathir?
It doesn't have to say they. It's just a proper understanding. It's basic rules.
We're not
of Islam.
going to take tafsir trust me, bro. We're going to take tafsir Ibn Kathir over tafsir trust me, bro. I'm just saying.
Gotta trust me.
It's whatever you want to believe is you. But for a Muslim to marry another person or have sexual intercourse, they have to do nikah. Straight. This is you can't go further.
Can I show him something from
have
Islam
sex with someone without nikah, that's adultery.
So it was. Can you just acknowledge that what you're saying is not found in the Tafsir of Ibn Kathir and the hadith that we read?
Of course, but it's just basic understanding.
So according to the basic understanding of Ibn Kathir, one second. According to the basic understanding of Ibn Kathir, he says that you can have sexual relations with these married women because of this verse.
Yes.
There is no contract that needs to be made. There is none of that because they're your female captives.
You have to give them their due, their dowry. You can't do it without that. You have to give
That's
them
not what
stuff
this
from your
says.
property. Of course it says that, bro. Here it says Allah has ordained for you all others are lawful, provided you seek them with a dowry from your
All
property,
others, right?
desiring
All others.
chastity,
All
not
others, right?
fornication.
All
This is
others, correct? So it's not even talking about the slave women that we just mentioned. All others beyond these are lawful.
no, bro. It's including the slaves, bro. What can you not
So
understand
then
about this?
what does all others mean? So other doesn't mean other, huh? Other means the same people that we're talking about here. But come on, man.
Bro,
Guys, don't twist your book.
I'm not
Don't
twisting my
twist
book.
your book.
You don't know my book. You are trying to find out from my book. I know my book. This is
Oh,
the difference
Avery,
between here. You
they're
have to
lucky.
read
They're
it
lucky.
and buy
Big
it.
Brother Scott's not up here.
You're telling
Oh,
me
they done
that
lucky.
God is,
I've been trying to hold back. I've been trying to hold back for Big Brother
look,
Scott.
that's
There's
fine.
always
You can hold
those
back.
three
You can hold back.
rules. I'm gonna
But
hold back
listen,
for right now. But if they
for
break them
you,
again, I'm gonna let
you're
them know.
saying,
So,
you're
so all
saying
right,
that
can you at least
God,
agree that they're married? Wait.
so you're
Hey,
saying,
guys.
no,
Can we all
God
agree
is,
here? Just at least, if you want to say that there's qualifications for or whatever, can we just at least agree with the plain text that these women are married to other men? Correct?
No, they're not married. And
Who says this?
I will explain it to you. I already
Oh no,
explained it.
Muslim. I don't want
but
your
I
fake
can.
explanation on this right now. I want the others because we already dealt with yours yesterday. I want the other people who can. Let's see if they can be honest with the text. These women, according to the text, are married. Correct?
Well, we're
From
not
what
scholars, man.
I'm
I can't
reading
give you
from,
that answer.
it says, except those slaves whom your right hand possess. It does not mention that married slaves.
Okay. So according to the text, does it say all women are forbidden? All married women are forbidden for you?
Sorry?
In the beginning of the verse, does it say all married women are forbidden for you?
of
It
course,
says also
all married
forbidden
women are
are women who are
forbidden.
already married,
Very good.
except those slaves. It does
Uh-huh.
not mention that married slaves.
Let's work with this
And for
slowly.
me, I think I'll stick to that for now.
Okay, good.
And
But listen, let's work with this slowly.
Yeah,
Let's
how do you
work
know if they're
slowly with
married
this.
or not?
Hey,
I think you're making
hold
it
on, mute
up.
up.
How do you know
Hold
if
on.
it's
We're
married?
about to show you right now. So let's work with this slowly.
The slaves,
It
the
says
ones that are
forbidden for
not
you.
pregnant,
Hey,
you can
stop
marry
talking
them.
while I'm talking.
Go ahead.
It says, thank you so much.
No
It
worries.
says, also forbidden for you are women already married, right? So now the category that it's talking about are women already married, correct?
No, the ones that make sure they're not
He said
pregnant.
no.
The ones that are pregnant, they're unlawful for you.
Oh my
I
God.
agree with you when it says married.
Where did did
Okay.
the pregnant subject come from, you
No
Bro,
matter.
you have to.
So, dude,
it's
like
not in the
seriously,
text.
It's hard for you.
seriously, I don't think he's even looking at the Quran.
He's not.
Let me talk to the sister. Everybody else mute up. Let me talk to the sister. She seems to have the sense on this panel. So it says also forbidden are women already married, right?
Yes.
Okay. Except, so it's talking about these married women, except those whom your right hand possessed, those slaves who you captured through war. So still talking about the category of married women, you can't have none of them except the female slaves that you captured through war, right?
Okay.
So that means that these female slaves are part of the category of married women that they can
Okay.
have.
Okay. I'll speak when you're done.
Go ahead, I'm done.
Okay. I'm not so learned, right, when it comes to this. And I've never really studied the Al-Nisa chapter. So I'll just answer according to my own understanding. So let's say where you're saying except, it means, oh, the other slaves are also married. But I'll stick to what I said earlier. In the case whereby, if then you've committed this adultery, you are now forced to marry those women. Do you get my point? Or am I lost?
I get what you're saying. I disagree. But I
How
get
do
what you're
you
saying.
disagree?
Because when it comes to the law on dealing with female slaves and captive women, you do not
But do
have to
you
marry
did
them.
you then go on and read what the next verse says, 25?
Yes, because it says, yes, I do. So
Yes,
this is
and
by
then it
choice.
says, and
It's
then
by
it says,
choice.
and then it says, I remember I was reading what the Bible was saying, that the same thing whereby you can stay with them, you can leave them, and it's almost the same as the Quran. But so this is why I'm saying it's almost the same. Maybe the Bible is also missing this context.
Oh no, there's no type of context in which God gives an exception to adultery. No context at all.
I will still
This is
stick
why
to
this
what
is a
I
problem.
said. As I said, it's you are then supposed to marry the women.
So okay, but you do agree that they're married already, though, right?
I will not accept on that one, because I do not see where it's written married.
All right,
It
so
says
let me do,
slaves.
let's do this. Give me
Whereas
your two. Hold on, I'm gonna give you an example. Give me your two favorite snacks. What do you like to snack on? Your two favorites. Just name them.
Let's say Lay's and biscuits.
Lays, okay.
Yeah,
Did you
biscuits.
say biscuits or you said
Yeah,
biscuits?
yeah, just
Okay,
biscuits.
biscuits, Lay's biscuits, right?
Yes.
Now let's throw popcorn in there. Let's throw some Doritos in there.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Let's throw some gummies. You know, some Sour Patches,
Yeah,
or something,
sure.
okay? So let's say we put all the snacks in a cabinet. Okay,
Yes.
they're all labeled snacks. Now let's say I said this: all the snacks in the cabinet are forbidden for you, except the Lay's. Now, you understand that the Lay's are part of the category of snacks, right?
But they are all women at the end of the day.
No worries.
The
label is
category, they are
snacks.
all women at the end of the day.
What
And
kind
I
of
will
women?
stick to saying, I will stick
Because it's
to
all food.
saying
It's all
it's
food at the end
not
of the day, but not all
written
food is snacks.
married slaves.
No,
It's
sis,
written
you gotta
slaves.
follow me. You're not following me. all snacks are forbidden for you, except the Lay's. Are the Lay's part of the category of snacks?
Yes, you mentioned that, but
Good.
I'll stick
So,
to.
wait. Let's now transfer it now. Since you was able to understand that, let's transfer it now. Let's just swap out the scenario. All married women are forbidden for you, except the female slaves you get through war. Are the female slaves part of the category of married women?
It's not written there, so I will not agree to it. It's not.
Except
I will stick
slaves
to what
who
I'm
are
saying.
not
Give me the big
Muslims
screen.
marry
It's
them,
not
so they will
written
be
there. It
Muslims.
is
Give me the
not
big screen,
written
please,
there. So
Does
I
the
will not
Muslim
agree.
does the Muslim accept hadith?
All
Right,
others
Let me
testing.
show
are
them
men,
Sahih Muslim,
the
brother.
women
Please let me show
that
this
are
to
not
them.
married,
Can I please
not
show
the
them
ones that
Sahih
you
Muslim?
acquire through
Go
war,
ahead.
the ones that
Sure.
are not married.
I'm not sure they can see that. Guys, if you go to Sahih Muslim 1456D, 1456D, this is what it says. It says, they took captive women on the day of Otas. There we go. You see that? So you guys take a screenshot so you can look at it yourselves. So it says, they took captives. These are women on the day of Otas who had their husbands. So the captive women have their husbands. They were afraid to have sexual intercourse with them when this verse was revealed. And women already married, except those whom your right hand possesses. That's 424. You see that? That's
So there you go.
424.
That says clearly, women only the women that you acquire through war. Your right
Yes,
hand
but
possesses.
Yes.
that's not the issue here. The issue is, can you guys at least admit that these women are married already? Can you guys admit that finally?
When someone acquires women like slaves through war, what do you think their husbands are? Where do you think their husbands are?
Their husbands
They're-
are right there
they're-
according to the hadith. They're right
they're-
there.
When
They
you
had
take
their
Bro, let me read that
husbands.
part
when
again.
you- look,
Let me
when you
highlight
take
it so you can
slaves,
pay
look,
attention to what it says.
it's
Okay,
so
it looks like
simple.
we're gonna have to just we're
They
gonna have to
took
recycle the text.
captives women on the day of Otas who had their husbands. You see
Who
that?
had,
Yes.
yeah, who had, who
Husbands are
doesn't
there.
have at that time, who had it, who had them.
Also,
Yeah, they have their husbands. They had their
also-
husbands with them.
Also, it says captured in the past. So these women weren't captured anymore, huh? Like,
Of
do you
course,
see
at
that?
that
It's
time they were
talking about a
captured.
past event. Like, that's just silly.
Okay,
Be
okay,
honest with the
okay.
text,
Let me.
bro. I'm
All
gonna
right.
have to switch
Let
you
me
out,
give
man.
you an.
Bro, it's
Let
hard
me
for
give
you
you an
to
example.
understand.
But
It's
Hey,
simple and
Logic.
Logic.
Hey,
straightforward.
Logic. I'm
Bro,
going to ask you a question.
they're
Just give me a
saying,
second here, guys. Just give me a
Hey,
second here,
Logic.
guys.
Let
I'm
me
going to ask
speak,
you a
man.
question, Logic. My question to Logic is, if the husband was unalived in the war, is the woman married or is she a widow?
She is no longer married. Her husband's dead. Or, I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
So
unalive.
therefore, any married woman, their husband would still have to be alive, correct?
Correct. But I guarantee you, every Muslim on this panel understands that. But because they understand that, and it's in
Yeah.
this Quran,
Okay.
they have to go against what they commonly understand, because it's in
Hey,
the
bro. Let
Quran.
me
Your
speak.
Quran allows
It's,
adultery.
it's
willful.
But you
Hey,
are
bro.
just
Let me
reading
speak,
one
man.
line. You need to go. You need to read further
Let
down,
me
and this will
speak.
give you more explanation that the women captured, they don't fall into the category of the women that are married. So
It
the
was. Let me speak,
slaves.
please.
Let me explain to you. You cannot marry women that are married. You can't have adultery with them or have sexual intercourse that are married. Or when you have female slaves, you can marry them, but make sure they're not pregnant. So if they are pregnant, you cannot do nothing with them. But when
Okay.
you marry
GodLogic.
them, you have to do nikah. To give them dowry. This is nikah is
I have an answer
it
for that
comes
as
with
well,
the
my brother.
condition
My
of
brother.
meher.
I have an
All
answer
right,
for
so I
GodLogic.
got
Let
other
me speak.
guests here. I got other
Yeah.
guests that want to try to get in here.
Yeah. Let me
So
give you
I'm
an
gonna go.
answer.
I'm gonna go one by one. If and I'm depending on your answer, depends on if you can stay up here or not.
All right.
Awaz, it says all married women are forbidden except those whom your right hand possess. Are the right hand possessed part of the married category? Yes or no?
They can be, yes, they can be.
Okay. Wow, finally. Wow, you can stay.
Out.
No, but
So
I'm not denying the fact that the female slaves are not married. Yes, they can be married, but you
okay,
can't
that's
have
the only
sexual
problem.
intercourse.
Okay, dude, that's the only thing I've been talking about for the past, how long we been on here? An hour now. We've been an hour on this to finally get you to admit that they're married.
Okay, they can be
Okay.
married. But the main
All right,
thing
beautiful.
is you. Okay, go ahead.
Beautiful.
Go ahead.
So, adultery
Okay. Can I
is
speak?
when you
Yeah.
take.
Can I?
Hold on a second. Adultery is when you take another man's wife, correct?
Yes, if she's married, but that's out of the war.
Boom. If she's married. So guess
Yes.
what? The Quran allows you in the context of war to commit adultery.
No,
Bada bing,
it
bada
doesn't,
boom, boom,
man.
boom.
This is where you go. This is where you go wrong, man. This is where
Yes.
you don't follow. You have to be. You're saying God is consistent, and then you're saying God is telling you to do adultery. This is
No, I'm saying the God of the Quran is not consistent. That's my
No,
point. My point
the
is
God of the
that
Can I
Quran,
speak?
this
Can I
proves that
speak?
your God is not the right God.
bro,
This is not the
Hey,
God
can
of
I
Abraham,
speak? Yeah.
Isaac,
Can
and
I
Jacob.
justify?
this is the personal
Everyone has
opinion.
spoken. Can I
You can
speak,
have that.
please?
You're entitled to it, but this
Okay,
is
it
wrong.
was. Can I have a
Yes.
go, please? Yeah. So,
Go
all right,
ahead, go
listen. You know, when it comes to a war, right? And both parties come with a booty. Both parties come with a booty. Whoever wins the war possesses the booty, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
I hope.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. But what I'm
Sure.
saying is, if they won the war, whatever possession they have, the booty, that's theirs. That's the winner of the victor of the war. That's how it's set.
Okay.
That's how it's set. Same.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
I was. Let me ask him. Does that include married women?
Of course.
Everything that
let
they
him answer.
possess. What's the booty?
Are
Everything
married
that they
women
possess.
are married women included in this booty?
Yes.
Once the war has been finalized and they won the war, everything they possess is now theirs.
So I need I need a confirmation. It's a yes or no. Are married women
They fall
part of the
under
booty?
that category. Yes,
Let
married
him
women.
answer.
You can.
I was. Thank you so much. Let him answer now.
Okay, let me
go ahead.
justify this. Yeah.
Go
If
ahead.
you
I don't want you to justify. I want you to answer first.
Okay, I'm
Answer
gonna answer.
first.
I'm answering. I'm answering.
Okay,
If
good.
you,
So
if
are
you,
married
okay,
women part of the booty? Yes or no?
yes. Okay, let me answer.
Thank you.
Let me answer. Okay, let me answer that now. If you came with your iPhone and I came with my iPhone, and we said we're gonna go to war, and whoever wins, yeah, they can take. You can take the other person's iPhone. Yeah. So that's part of the booty. Do you understand?
Is
Would you
that
call?
what
That's
we
a very
agree
bad
on?
example.
Would you call
Muslims
that?
don't don't
That's
do
a
no
terrible
betting. This
example.
comes under
Would you
betting.
call that? Would you
That's a
call that
terrible
stolen?
example.
Would you call
Excuse me.
call that?
Excuse me. That's a terrible example because
Yeah.
nobody is putting their wives on as the reward. You can have my wife if you win this battle. No one is doing that. There's no agreement on that. And so what you just did is you
No,
just admitted, you just acknowledged that the Quran permits, in the context of war, adultery for a man to take
Bro,
another man's wife.
this is where
It's simple.
it's not simple.
Bro,
You don't you don't go further down. You have to look.
Is Black
For
Doctor
let me
here?
just
I'd like to see the verse of the Old Testament that he showed. I really, I've seen.
You were here yesterday, Muslim, on this
Yeah,
subject,
please,
bro.
just can I see?
Honestly,
Just
I
can.
want the newer. I
No,
want the
but
newer people
there's
to come
empty
up here,
places
bro.
there. There's empty places. You
look,
can just
I'm
have
gonna
a
I'm
There's not
gonna
actually.
stand by. I'm gonna let me explain one more time. Yeah, this is my last time, and then I'm gonna go.
Explain what?
can I just address MH please before you change the
The
subject?
same ones that you
MH,
guys are- Let me
can I
just
just
clarify.
MH, please, brother, please,
Let
brother.
me.
MH said
Huh?
something important. He said something important. He said in war that if whoever wins the war gets the booty, right? That's brilliant. Now, if the women are included in the booty, these married women, are they still married when you take them?
are they still married? Listen, they're
Yeah,
in your
so
possession.
listen.
You
Me
know
and
what
you are at
possession
war.
means?
You have a wife. She's your wife. I win the war. I take your wife. Is she still married to you?
Do you know what slavery is?
Bro, is she
Slavery.
still married
Li-
to
li-
you? I won
listen.
the war. I took your wife. Is she still married to you?
Do you know
No.
what slavery is? It's when
Oh,
someone possesses
wow.
you.
Can someone answer the question? Like, what's
Okay,
wrong with you guys?
can I
Answer the
I'm
question.
answering.
can
I'm
I
answering it.
can I say something?
In a second, let him answer though.
What I'm saying is, when you have a slave, right? When you captivate someone, right? When you capture someone,
Capture.
yeah. That person is in the master's possession. He owns.
Was she married when she was taken? Is his
Listen,
question? It's a
what
yes or
I'm
no.
saying. What I'm saying is, right?
Just do it.
If
Just
Wow,
say
dude.
yes and then say what you're saying, or say no and then say what you're saying. Okay?
Okay, if you have a master, right? Your master has got everything. He's got all power over you.
Say yes, she's married, but however, when you have a master, and then go into your explanation, or say no, she's not married anymore. When you have a master, like go answer the question
Let's
first and then explain.
let me try
Okay.
this. Let me try this with Avery. Watch this, image. Avery,
Listen,
me and you are at
if
war.
you're a
Hang on,
slave,
MH,
right? You
MH,
listen to
pay
your
attention.
master.
Watch this. Avery, me and you at war. I'm married. You win the war. You take my wife. Is she still married to me?
Are you alive?
I'm alive.
Yes, she's still married. To you.
Okay, so you see MH. How simple
However,
that
when
was?
your master takes her, that's how you do it, MH.
Okay, MH. Wasn't that difficult, bro?
But it's not hard to see. It's not hard to see if you're a slave and your master owns you, right? Then he's got power over you, right?
Is she still married?
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Listen,
Because I think this will settle everything. This will settle everything. MH, let me ask you this question. Consider yourself as a pagan, right? Or just like yourself, right?
Yeah.
And a Muslim army comes in, and you're married, by the way. So congratulations, I've upgraded you. You have a wife now. And so the Muslim hordes come in. They kill you. They unalive your family. They take your wife, and you're still alive. Would you be okay with them saying, you know what, I can lay with your wife, even though you're still alive? Because I mean, she's mine now. You lost. Finders keepers, bruh. Are you going to be okay with that? Do you think that's okay?
Listen, if I come to a war and I came with all my, if I came with all my gold,
That's not
yeah,
what I asked you,
and
bro. That's not what I
listen,
asked
I'm
you.
answering the question. If I came with all my gold from my house, yeah, to war, and the other person won the war, he took all my gold. Of course, I'm not going to be happy with him taking all my gold. Do you understand?
I'm talking about your wife, bruh.
Your possession as well.
If your wife gets taken and he says, "I'm going to lay with your wife," are you going to be okay with that?
Listen, I'm trying to justify it, but I'm not a scholar myself, so I can't really.
I know you're trying to justify it.
Can you let
but
me?
I
Can you
think
let me have a say?
MH, I know you're trying to justify it, but you literally saying you're trying to justify it exposes to everyone else that this is something terrible that needs to be justified. So I will ask you this one last time.
Can you ask? Can you?
And then I have to get ready for something important.
Okay,
If a Muslim horde comes in and takes your wife and says, "I'm going to lay with her because I found her, I lay hold of her, and you lost, even though you're still alive," are you going to say, "No, wait, that's my wife"? Or are you going to say, "Nah, go ahead. I mean, I lost her. She's not my wife."
You won.
Are you going to? Which one are you going to say? Are you going to say option number 1 or option number 2? That's the question. Number 1 or number 2?
Okay, what you're reading right now, yeah, you're not even a scholar yourself to actually, go in depth with that. Nor are we. So we can't really go in depth in that kind of context. That's the clearest answer for that. You don't read.
Image, just say, image. Yeah, just say, you know what, Black Doctor? You know what, James? I can't answer y'all's question, okay?
That's what I said from the start.
Answer.
I said that from the start.
Okay.
Let me answer.
I got a question.
Let me answer another question.
Why do you feel Islam is
false?
Let me allow us to
pagan?
Let me just say something. I was waiting. Let's move on.
Image. Ahmed wanted to say something on this. He's been quiet. Go ahead, Ahmed.
Thank you. You're quite patient with a lot of your questions. The verse you mentioned was talking about married women. Someone's making noise.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Right.
Should be good now.
It was talking about married women, right? And it wasn't talking about some like a women outside of that. But in Islam, right? In Islam, during war, right? The law that, like, for example, killing is not allowed, but during war, it is allowed. Right? It is allowed. In fact, even in Islam, you can even unalive prisoners or captives, men, not women, by the way, not women, children, or old people. You can unalive even the fighters that are taken captive. This is the engagement, the rules of engagement of war in Islam. One of the rules of engagement in Islam is that if there are women captives, then whoever is possessing that woman, regardless of whether she's married or not, she is that person's captive. She becomes a slave.
Possession, yes, exactly.
She becomes that person's possession. So it's regardless of whether she's married or not. In fact, Islam has rules of engagement for them as well. They are allowed to marry each other. Slaves can marry each other. Other believing men can marry those women as well. And also, if she has the owner, the prisoner who owns her, yes, he can have relations and intercourse with her. Yes. But these are the laws of how to engage with prisoners and captives who become slaves.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Once it's the act of war, there is no, like, you're no longer like married. You're no longer free. Your state.
They're still married.
No, you're not. You're no longer married. You're no longer free.
Oh, you're still married.
You lose all your possession.
You can be captured and still be married. It doesn't change the fact that you're married.
So if you're captured, even normal slavery in Europe, if you are captured, yeah, your previous status was lost. Your wealth was lost. Yes, even your children went into slavery.
So are they not your children anymore?
Yeah, but not really, because I can take your children and sell it to someone.
Come
Sell them.
on.
1 second. This was how slaves were treated up until 100 years, 200 years ago.
But that doesn't look. What I'm saying is, Ahmed, whether or not my children get taken from me after I lose a battle and get taken into slavery, that doesn't change the fact that they are my children.
No, they are your children. But what I'm saying to you is, they're not your children in terms of like you have a say on them.
Like I don't own them, right?
No.
Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
okay,
you don't have any say on them, nor do you have any say on your wife. Once you are captured and your children are captured and your wife is captured,
that goes way back.
Wait, MH, please let the edge of the, he's a little bit more educated on this. Let him talk more.
So you go into slavery, your slave owner can take your children and sell them to someone else.
Okay,
because
good.
they are now his property.
I got you. So all you're telling me is that the status of ownership or possession is all that changes, not relationship. So my son is still my son, even if he gets taken away from me or we're in slavery and now we have masters. He's still my son. My wife, that's still my wife, even though I have no power or say in this matter or what's going to happen to her, what to do. I don't want ultimate light here. I don't need anybody of ultimate truths type of energy. Yeah, you get right in after this, Paul. So she's still my wife, even though I don't have possession of her anymore or that authority anymore. We're still married. That's still my wife. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole part of this.
But that's what I'm trying to say to you. That
okay, cool. So we agree.
That's what I'm saying to you. You're still claiming your wife. What I'm saying to you is, once you are captured, right? Once you're captured, you'd be delusional to assume that your wife is still your wife. Once you're captured, you're no longer.
The Bible says the opposite.
No,
you know what the Bible says about marriage?
1 second, bro. 1 second, bro.
Okay, the Bible says let no
bro,
man.
1 second. Let me finish. Let me finish my point. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, it's a bit delusional, and in fact, is a completely not factual historically throughout in each society. It's not just within Islam. All of the societies that practice the slave trade or slavery, even Europe and North America. Once you are captured, you are no longer someone else's wife or husband. You are uprooted from where you are. You are sold.
Not true at all.
You are sold into somewhere else. Your wife was sold to someone else.
So Ahmed, you mean to tell me that let's say from the victim's perspective, they're like, oh, they're not my wife anymore, or oh, that's not my husband. There he goes on the ship.
Yes. Once your wife was captured and she was put in a ship, and she's gone.
Is the man saying, oh, I'm not married anymore, or is he saying, there goes my wife? They took my wife.
Yeah, they took your wife. Yes.
Okay, so he's still claiming that that's his wife because that's his wife.
But they took
She's just not in his possession anymore.
Yeah, but you have to admit that you've lost your wife. At that point,
you've only lost her in the sense of possession, Ahmed, not in relationship.
Your relationship is no longer almost valid. What I'm saying to you is your relationship is no longer there. It
not
is
true, because when there have been men
from there onwards,
when there have been men and women who have reunited, even in slavery, we talk about the African slave trade, for example, the escaped slaves who were able to reunite with their significant other. They didn't say, oh, well, let's get remarried, or oh, we're not married anymore. They said, my husband, my wife. They're reunited because they see their wife and their husband again. They don't lose that relationship from their perspective.
Even in Islam, slaves can marry each other, so they can still reunite within Islam.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are already married, right? And slaves who are already married, taken by the Europeans, escaped slavery, and reunited with their spouses.
Bro, I agree with you. It's an ugly look. It's grim. But this is factual in that this was the reality for captives. This was the reality for prisoners of war. It's not something that obviously I'm glorifying. It's not something Islam came to glorify.
Can I add to that?
1 second. No, you can't cut me off when I'm speaking. I'm sorry. Islam actually has a lot of laws in place to free slaves, to treat slaves well. But when there was war, when they were captured, this was the reality. It does look grim, but this was the reality. This is not something that we glorify. This is not something that obviously I'm telling you that, oh, it's beautiful or anything like that. It's war, and war has consequences. And this is one of the consequences that people are taking as captives.
I get what you're saying. All I'm saying is, in reality, oh, your connection is good. In reality, they're still married. They're still together, not in possession of each other, but the relationship is still there. This is why you have slaves who escaped their masters' homes, was able to reunite with their spouse, and they never said, oh, we were divorced, we got to remarry again. Like, with reality and factual, they were married and never stopped being married from their perspective.
Hey, GodLogic.
Go ahead, Paul.
At least the one analyzed. There was people who used to analyze societies. They used to analyze women and children. Islam actually stopped that. They were missionaries.
You're missing the contention, Ahmad. You're missing the contention, though.
What?
You are missing the contention. The point of contention here, yes, you're not glorifying it, and yes, this is a conduct at war. Let's say, even granted to your Muslim brother there that said, oh, this is a normal thing. If whoever wins get the woman booty, this is okay. This all can be granted, but this is not the contention. The real contention here is that is your divine power sanctioning adultery. You see, that's the contention. It's not how it is and how ugly it is. The fact that your God is actually sanctioning adultery and making it okay for the soldiers is a big issue. If you're equating adultery with unaliving, you're highly mistaken. The adultery here, it seemed like your Allah. Sorry, someone needs to mute up. So your Allah is catering for the sexual gratification of your soldiers. That's the issue. The issue is your Allah telling your soldiers, you don't have to keep it in your pants. You can actually mount these slave captives. Well, why? On one breath, you're telling me in normal life, day to day, I have to keep it in my pants. But under the war circumstances, I cannot keep it in my pants. And now I can actually commit adultery for the sake of my sexual gratification. That's the contention. That's what you're not seeing and not addressing. You telling us how it's sugar coated and how it's like this corpus that you're trying to make it look like it's alive. This is not the contention, man. Please address the contention.
That's not all the way true, though.
Can I jump in after you address this? Go ahead.
Yeah. I think you got enough of the answer.
So yeah, also rock with that too. That's not actually true. In Islam, if we are able to marry our slaves, if we're doing the spoils of war,
not on my
war,
point. You're not addressing my point at all. My point is about adultery.
We don't.
Hey, keep it.
We don't.
Do you know what verse we're talking about, bro?
What verse?
What verse are we on? Yeah. Do you know what verse we're talking
I
about?
know. I just jumped in for a little bit. Give it to me. Give me the ayah.
Don't, bro.
Yeah. So it's chapter 4, verse 24.
Go study and come back.
So take a look at that verse and then come join the conversation. Okay. The contention right now is that Islam allows adultery for a man to take another man's wife. All right. So in the context of war, it allows that. So that's the contention right now. Go ahead and read that verse.
I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna drop.
No, Ahmad, hold on. Ahmad, I need to address something.
By the mere,
Paul, you said something.
Sorry, I'm just gonna say one last. I'm gonna say one last thing.
I like you, Ahmed.
By the mere fact that your Allah allows it, then He glorifies adultery. You don't glorify it. You speak the right thing. You have a clear conscience, but your Allah glorified by the mere fact that He allows it.
Okay, GodLogic, read the next verse, please.
Has nothing to do with the contention.
It wasn't glorified. It was sanctioned. It was legislated, but it wasn't glorified.
But that's exactly it. By the mere fact of allowing it and sanctioning it, it is glorified.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Is Allah?
Lord,
hold on.
No.
Is Allah
Fine,
commands? Is Allah commands are not glorified? Wait,
No,
I
it's
I need to understand this from a Muslim perspective.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
justify
not
it.
everything that Allah
I'm gonna
makes
read
is
the next verse.
glorified. Is that what
you
you're
can
saying?
use your own terminologies, but that is something that I see as something that was sanctioned, something that was legislated. It's not something that was
Okay.
glorified. And the Quran also says you can. It didn't even say if it was something that we glorified, they would have been put priority. They won't put priority.
Okay.
All of the other women
Okay,
you
guys.
can
They
marry.
did though.
One second.
Guys, I'm gonna justify it.
MH.
Read the
Wait,
next
MH,
verse. Read
MH,
the
please.
next verse.
I'm letting you look. I'm telling you I'm speaking on his behalf because he wants to. Let him talk, please. Just let him handle this because he's, more into this right now and more educated on the subject. Let him carry this conversation on behalf of you guys, okay?
Okay,
he's been the most knowledgeable one we've had on this panel so
Listen, I
far.
wouldn't interfere unless I had something valuable to say. Am I right or wrong? Do I not always bring impact to the conversation?
Go on. Go
No,
on. Say it.
Read the next verse. Read the next verse. It says, but
The
if any
next verse has nothing to do with the
listen,
contention.
it does. Look, if
Then the
any
next
of
verse
you
talks
cannot
about how you
afford
can
to
marry
a
them.
Look, if any of you cannot afford to marry a free believing woman, then let him marry a believing bondsman possessed by one of you. All right? Allah knows.
All it's saying is that you can marry a female slave.
That's it.
Not the problem here.
There you go. It
doesn't say that you must. It doesn't say that you have to. You can.
You can.
That's not the contention here. The contention here, MH, and focus on this. This is why I keep telling you, pass it to Ahmed.
Yeah.
Is because he's dealing with the actual issue.
Yeah,
Is
but-
that the Quran here allows for adultery during the context of war. You can take a married woman who's currently married for yourself and sleep with her. That's what the contention is. Ahmed is saying, yes, in the context of war, it's not glorified, but it's legislated. Right,
It's not adultery if God approves it.
It's still
Put that
adultery. Allah saying that ice cream is forbidden doesn't change the fact that it's ice cream. It's still adultery. Forbidden or not forbidden?
I've lost my train of thought, but I wanted to address something Paul had said.
It just says, you read it yourself. Also forbidden a married
Why
woman.
you keep cutting him off? Let Ahmed talk.
Don't worry, bro. Ahmed, 1 second.
Go on,
Sorry,
speak, man.
bro.
I apologize.
It's okay.
Go.
Captured prisoners no longer have the previous status. In Islam, there's a distinction between free person and a captured person, and our laws, Islamic law, differentiates between the two. The same way that Western laws or Christian laws and wherever Christians had lived had the same rules. There were different rules for free people and slaves. The same.
You never have. Look, here's the point.
But what I'm
you
saying,
never
no, but
have.
I've not.
When it comes to the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob,
yeah,
you never have God, even in the context of war, changing his moral code, his moral character, his moral law. Even to deal with the captives,
or cater for the sexual gratification.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this you have.
You
this
see
in
what
Islam.
the issue the issue here, Ahmed, one more time, the direct benefactor of this ruling is a sexual gratification of your soldiers, and that's something that your soldiers can live without. You see, there's an issue here. There's a real issue. Your Allah is catering for sexual gratification, and this is mind-blowing that He's willing to break the bondage of a man and a woman in order. So hold on. If
you're wearing
any of us is married now.
Sorry, host.
What's
your name?
Right?
Avery.
Please let me just say this, so you understand. Please let me say this so you understand. Are non-Muslims' marriages not valid in Islam? Are you saying that right now all Christians, Hindu, Jews, they're committing adultery? Or is this actually, they're fornicating basically, but they are married, like all married couples, in the eyes of Allah? Are we now, let's say, committing fornication, or are we married?
Yeah, your marriages and your marriages are not valid in Islam.
So
what? We're fornicating?
We're fornicating
your
now.
marriage is valid to you. Your marriage is valid to you. It's not to me. Once, say for example, two Christians or whatever, they became Muslims, they renew their vows in Islam.
What?
So,
What?
So you're saying, in one breath, hold on, in one breath you said the slaves are allowed to get married. Under what context are you saying? Because they're not Muslims, and not all of slaves are Muslims. So are they fornicating the whole time? And then that's why you can jump in and take one of the slaves and fornicate with them
No, they
and
were
commit
married. No,
adultery.
you're married. But you're married is
Okay, so again,
legal.
so Christians are married
bro.
too.
One
Hold
second,
on.
bro. 1 second. You're mixing between now a free woman, a free non-Muslim married woman, and a captive. The captive one, once you are captured, you are no longer free, which means your previous status is nullified. This is what I'm saying to you. Your previous status is nullified.
You're not getting what I'm laying down,
null
though.
and void.
Ahmed, you're not understanding what I'm saying. Like, let's say a Christian couple right now.
You're going between the lines of free women who are married and captured women.
Okay, so a Christian free man and a Christian free woman are married. This bondage is whether they know Allah or they don't know Allah, they under their conscience committed to each other. Then the Muslim soldier comes and take the woman from the man, and then your Allah says it's okay to have her. This is the issue. Your Allah, divine command and divine permission here to say it's okay to have her while she is still actively married. Let me finish this because this is important. While she is still actively in a contract and married to the Christian guy. And you're saying, yes, it's okay. And why is that? Is it because the soldier cannot keep it in his pants? Or is it because Allah thinks it's okay for the soldier to actually sleep with and cater for the sexual gratification of the soldier?
Whichever you want to go with. That question, I'm not going to answer that question. But what I will answer is what's more heinous, unaliving someone or
it's not about that.
capturing slaves? What's more
it's not about that.
No,
it's not about that.
As you notice, hold on. As you notice, Ahmad, this is how I started. This is exactly how I started. Ahmad, but this is how I started. Ahmad, this is exactly what I said. Do not. I told you this right from the start. Do not try to equate.
This is a war. You're forgetting that there's a war. No. You're forgetting there's a war happening.
This is not the right
bloodshed.
Please. Just hold on.
Let's cut to the heart. Let's cut to the heart. So Ahmed has already agreed that during war, according to Islamic law, according to the Quran, during war, adultery is allowed. You can take another man's wife.
Well, you're calling it adultery.
Who cares?
It's not
adultery.
adultery.
Calling it adultery. It's not. It's possession.
What's adultery? Wait a second. What is adultery again?
One second. One second. Is during war murder allowed?
Wait. What is adultery
during war?
Please let me answer this.
That's not even
please
murder.
answer
Answer
this.
the question.
You're intelligent.
No,
during war,
Ahmed, please answer the question. What is adultery again?
Is during war is murder allowed? I'm asking you a question.
Adultery?
You already accepted it. Time of the war, bro.
Avery, can I answer this question? So one more time, you're equating adultery with a matter of life and death. These are not equivalent.
During war,
please understand. Allowed. Please mute up so I can answer your question. The matter you bringing up, adultery, is a matter of death and life and death. Are you serious? Are you telling me if I cannot keep it in my pants, then that means I'll die?
You keep mentioning you can't keep it in your pants, and you bring it up.
Because that's what it is.
Answer the fundamental question. Answer the fundamental question.
The fundamental.
During war.
Please, I understood your question. I'm trying to answer it without you interrupting.
You're asking the same thing over and over and over again. Avery, he's asking
because
the same
I'm trying
thing.
to show you how they are different.
No, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say to you.
I am understanding. Like, okay, I'm still manning your position. Mute up so I can actually say it.
Just let him say it, Ahmed. Let him say it.
But
so
he's
one
saying
more
the same
time,
thing over and over
if
again.
I am,
he's trying to pretend
Can someone mute him, please, so I can just say this?
He'll mute himself. He has respect. Go ahead, Paul.
So in the matter of battle, it is a matter of life and death. I am faced between life and death. I don't have a choice. The choices that I have is really, literally one or the other. Unalive or be unalive. This is it. This is it. This is the rules of the battle. This is what battle is. But the fact that you're saying and equating adultery to that is mind-blowing. The ignorance is unbearable, actually, because you're
Okay,
saying,
can I answer
please
that? Yeah.
let me say this.
When you're
Let
captive,
me
you have
finish.
no
No,
right.
no, 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 he's not done. Let
Hey,
him
MH,
finish.
mute yourself, bro.
So you're saying it's because I'm in battle, then that means I have to, or otherwise I'll die. You're equating that. You're literally saying that adultery, if not committed during battle, I'll die. Just by
Who
the
said
mere fact that you're actually contrasting adultery with murder. You're
Okay.
saying it
So
yourself.
listen, the
We didn't
rights
say
of
that.
a
We didn't say
captive,
that.
the person has
I
no
never said that.
rights. You understand? The captive does not have any say in it. He's given
Who
himself up.
cares? Who cares?
No, I'm just saying it how it is.
The point is that
That's
your
what
God
Paul just
is
said, dude.
sanctioning adultery. Just let it go and let it be that. Just admit it's yes. He sanctioned adultery. It's war.
It's
Khalas.
not.
That's it.
Listen,
Okay,
it's not adultery
it's
if your rights
adultery.
are not. It's taken
MH,
away from you. If
MH,
your
it
rights
is
are taken away,
adultery.
if you're
One second,
captive,
MH, I have
It's
an
a
answer
grape,
for
right
Avery.
then?
I have an
It's a
answer for
grape.
Avery and for Paul. It is adultery as much as the killing of your enemy is murder, as much as the looting or the taking.
It's like what I said didn't even enter your brain.
Who's speaking?
Could you address what I said?
Who's speaking?
Paul.
Who's
Because
speaking? But Paul,
you're
let me speak, bro. I
you're
went quiet
repeating
when
the
you spoke.
same thing
I
you've been
went quiet
refuted
when
on.
you spoke, bro. Why you?
Yeah,
Why?
let's be
I heard you,
fair,
bro. I heard
let's
you.
be
So
fair.
let me just finish my sentence. It's adultery. It is adultery as if it's as much as the killing of soldiers is murder. It's adultery as much as looting and taking the properties of your enemy that you've defeated. That is stealing. You can call that stealing, and you can call it murder. Then you can call it adultery. Now I'll end it with that.
exactly.
Right.
That's
All
what
right.
I'm
Can I
saying.
can I add as well?
Go ahead and add, and I'll wrap it up because we're gonna move on after this.
Okay.
So, I mean, thanks for at least admitting it's adultery. Go ahead,
Listen,
Abu.
in the end of the day, you shouldn't just look at
MH,
this.
you didn't hear what he just said?
Look at the
MH.
overall picture.
MH.
Well,
Bro, like,
Go ahead.
why you cannot keep yourself? Thank you, brother. So something that I want to address, Ahmed. You know, it's good that you admit it, but at the same time, when it's applicable to you only, right? Like, let's say that you are the one, you know, whose wives and whose mothers and whose daughters are, you know, in that
I'm sorry.
situation.
I first of all, I wasn't admitting to anything. I was just putting a position to Avery. I wasn't admitting that it's adultery, because you all know that it's not murder, and nor is it stealing.
Okay.
Not true at all.
Yeah, but,
Okay,
but
hold on.
it's just
So,
it was
Paul's
just a,
equivalence is genius.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Okay. So Ahmed. So let's make it applicable. Let's make it. Oh my goodness. What is that?
I don't get why you guys come up here. You guys are at work unmuting.
Dude,
Dude, mute your mic when I just muted you.
Purposely, bro. So Ahmed,
Okay, man, go ahead.
let's make it applicable to you, right? So put that in the place, you know, where your mother, your wives, your sisters, your children, your daughters, right? And that situation. And if a Muslim, a group of Muslims, right? Because there's a different type of Muslims, right? Let's say Shia, or I don't know, like Ahmadiyya or something. They consider themselves to be Muslims as well, like a different tariqah, right? So they come and then they will take you over, and they will do the same thing to your mahrams, right? To your children, to your mother, to your. Do you think that's a grape, or is it just you know, like you said, it's just legal matter? That was a lot at the time of the war.
First of all, I thought you were Abu Amr.
Yeah.
Second, nobody wants that, but we're talking about.
That's not what I'm asking you, bro. Ahmed.
You're asking me what during the time of war. I have got no say on this. What are you asking me?
So do you think that's a grape, or do you think that's a legal matter? You're gonna accept it as a legal matter because Allah allowed it.
If I'm in a war, okay, look at how silly this question is. I'm really sorry. If I'm in a war and I've been defeated, I've got no say on anything. You could be torturing me. I could be somewhere getting tortured. You could be doing whatever you want to do. Like, I've got no say. What would I prefer? The shoe to be on the other hand. You be me upper hand, me winning the war. But if I've lost the war, bro, it's done. What are you asking?
Would a man be committing adultery with your wife?
Yeah.
Possibly.
All right, there we go. We got it.
Okay, good, beautiful. So this is the first content. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
Like my wife
Guys,
could
hold
be.
on. I
Yeah,
didn't finish yet.
my wife
So-
could be. Some terrible things could be happening
Ahmed.
to her. But
Yeah,
I'm
and one
already
of those
captured.
terrible
Right.
things is
You already admitted that.
one of those.
You already admit that. That's
But
good. You already
once I'm
admit that.
captured, bro,
That's
and
fine.
she's
Thank you
captured,
for your honesty.
we're no longer in a relationship. We all know that.
Ahmed,
Go
we
on.
got it.
Okay.
We got it, bro. We got it, bro. We got it, bro.
Yeah.
So Ahmed, another second question. So that one of your contentions against the arguments that GodLogic and Brother Paul and others were bringing is that happened at the time of the war, correct? So what if I show you a hadith that similar things were happening at the time of the Prophet? That Prophet was okay with it.
In what sense?
GodLogic, I don't want to take a lot of your time, but do you mind pulling that hadith that I sent back channel to you, brother? And read it for
Okay.
us, please. Telegram.
Telegram. You just sent it, or was it from yesterday?
No, just send it, brother.
Okay.
And I want you to read it if you don't mind, brother, and give the isnad as well. I mean the rating as well. What is it? Sahih?
The
Is
grade?
it grade? Yes, brother.
All right.
Sunan
So
ibn Majah.
your main contention in Islam is what happens to captives.
No, that's
Yeah.
just one of these
Really,
things
yeah,
that
no,
shows
yeah,
that
really, it's
Islam
what
is
happens-
inconsistent
What
with the
happens
previous
to
prophets.
captives? What happens to
We will
captives?
see. We will
Captive
see.
Did you
women?
did you did
It's
you
your
did
main-
you
it's
did
your
you
main
want an answer?
contention. Is that why
Ahmed,
Islam
did
is
you
false?
did you want an answer? Or you're just gonna continue to repeat the question.
No.
This
I
is
actually
one.
don't need an answer.
This is
I don't need an
this
answer
is
because
one. No, but
for the
I
last
want
40
I
minutes.
want to answer you. I
No,
want to
you look
answer
for
you,
the
and I'm going
hadith.
to answer you.
No, Avery, you
No,
look for the
I
hadith.
have it, and I'm going to answer you. Actually, I'm going
I was
to answer
talking
you.
to Abu Amir.
Yeah, but I'm gonna answer because we're all together. We are one. So this is one of our contentions against Islam, showing how it's false. With how one is showing how the God of Islam shows an immoral character, but two shows how the God of Islam is inconsistent with the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as described in the prophets, because this is an abomination according to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, what we find in the Torah and the Gospel and the Psalms. So it's more, it's deeper than just the surface level. Oh, I don't just like this ruling. No, it's deeper than that. It's completely inconsistent with what we read from the Torah, Psalms, and Gospel. Okay, and there's others. There's a bunch of other theologically.
I
all
get
kinds
you.
of stuff, bro.
I get you. But I was speaking to Abu Amir specifically. Obviously, there's a
Yeah,
bunch
that would be
so-
Abu Amir's answer too, just a little bit more sophisticated and more saucy. He's a little smoother than I am, but All right. So let's get this hadith up that Abu Amir is forcing me to bring out.
It's actually Abu Amir, not Abu Amr.
Abu Amir.
Amir.
Am I saying it right? Amir?
Abu Amir, yeah.
Amir. Abu Amir. Okay. Abu Amir.
Amr is like a comment, so I'm not a comment.
Okay. My apologies, Habibi. All right. This is Sunan Ibn Majah 2517, grade Sahih. Jabir bin Abdullah was heard to say, "We used to sell our slave women."
Sorry,
and
repeat
the
that.
mothers.
Repeat the number again.
2517.
Yeah, it's
Sunan Ibn
you
Majah,
can find it,
2517.
Ahmed. You can find it in sunnah.com as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Jabir bin Abdullah was heard to say, "We used to sell our slave women and the mothers."
Hold on. Who? First who?
The
First
our
category?
our slave women.
Okay,
Slaves.
Malakat Aymanikum, right? Your right hand possess. Okay, go ahead. Who's the second category?
The second category are the mothers of our children.
Okay, so mothers of our children. Okay, go ahead.
When the prophet was still living among us,
Uh-huh.
and we did not see anything wrong with that.
Wow. Rahmatul Alameen. So let me ask you a question, Ahmed. So according to this, there's a lot of selling off going on with the Malakat Aymanikum, right? Your right hand possessors, those slave girls, right? What about the Awladina that that the mother of their children? Why these women are being sold off, and Muhammad peace be upon him, didn't see anything wrong with it, and they were okay with it.
Is this woman a woman who is also a slave?
No, because slave woman is separate from the second category, bro.
So it says we used to sell our slave women
and
the mothers of our children.
The mother of our children could be also another slave woman.
So
it could be a slave woman.
No.
A slave woman. One second. It could be a slave woman who had children for you.
Okay, so according to that, like you would think that this hadith wouldn't specify if they were the slave woman of the mothers, like the slave mothers.
Yeah, this is basically that's actually what he's saying. I don't know how you've misread that.
No, I didn't misread that. It said slave woman. Our slave woman.
No.
Hold on, Ahmed, one second, brother. 1 second. Our slave woman, and then it said Awladina, right? The mother of our children, meaning his wife and also the children of his. The mother of his children, right? If
It's
if
not
it
also
says
no also
and it says and right?
No,
It
no.
says
Listen,
Ahmed. It says and,
okay, so
right?
you're gonna speak and you won't let me come in.
No, because you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Can I explain to you? Then you can just jump in
Okay,
and
go ahead,
try to refute
explain
me.
it.
Okay.
All right,
When it says they used to sell the slave woman separately, like it's actually giving one category, right? Slave woman. It could be anybody. And then your friend actually earlier also saying that look at the 425. They're actually talking about the marrying the slave woman, right? So if that's a slave woman, that means that they're married off and they are they could be the wife, right? It would specifically call them as the wife, right? But here it says slave woman, still malakat aymanikum, and the mother of our children. So according to this, Muhammad didn't see anything problem, and the Sahabas didn't see any problem, but they were selling off both these two categories of women.
Okay, Walad is a slave woman who bred children for you. That's what it is. If you don't want to, if you have some sort of a different explanation for it, that's you.
Okay.
This is a
Okay,
slave
I'll accept
woman.
that.
This
I'll
is a
accept
slave
that.
woman who
Uh-huh.
who had child for you is called Walad.
No
You're gonna
problem.
get
No
schooled
problem. Hey, why are you jumping in, bro? Sunni.
Quran chapter 4 verse 24. Let us go there right now.
Sunni, can you 1 second? So I can read it differently. I would disagree with you, Ahmed, but still, just for the contention, I'll accept it. Okay, we'll say that it's both. It could be both, right? It could be the.
Sorry, Amir. Basically, it's like the Walad is like a further explanation.
I accepted that, Ahmed.
It's
Ahmed,
almost
I
like
accept
that.
that.
It's like emphasizing on
I
the type
accept
of
that,
woman.
Ahmed.
Okay,
I
go on.
accept that. Okay, I
Okay.
accept that, right? Just for the contention. So the first category we said the slave woman, and the second category is the Awladina, which means the children of the mother of their children, which could be slave. That the way you're putting is it, but doesn't exclude the mother of children being his wives also, the wives of the Sahabas also. So if it specified, excluded specifically, I would agree with you. But for the contention, part of your contention, I'll accept that it could be the slave woman who bore children to them. But still, my question to you, if Muhammad was okay with this, like what kind of immorality is this, bro?
Selling slave women.
And the mother of their children.
Okay, mother of their children, mother of whatever.
You thought it was okay not to share the wives at the time of the war.
Okay, wait 1 second. Are you saying it's not okay to sell slaves?
Of course. First of all, yes.
Okay.
Will allow selling.
Are you talking in historical context?
No. Okay, Ahmed.
In
Brother.
historic context,
Okay.
do you think the
Okay.
Christian in the past did not sell?
Hold on. Let me clarify one thing.
How do you think slaves got into North Africa, North America?
That's not what. Okay, I will tell you
Christians
exactly. I'll tell
came
you.
to Africa and took them, right? But one second.
Ahmed.
Are you saying that no Christian has ever sold slaves?
They did.
If they did, they were wrong.
Christians
They were
made
wrong.
people slaves. Christians made
Those are
people
not
slaves.
Christians.
Your
Those are not
Your
Christians.
Crusaders made people slaves.
Those are not Christians going against the scripture.
Well,
bro.
they were. They came
This
with
is
the
the,
Bible.
Ahmed,
They came with
the
the Bible.
difference here. Hold on, Sunni Muslim. The stark difference here that Abu Amir is bringing up is that what is taught in your text versus what you're bringing up, what some people who bear the name of Christian are doing that's not in the text.
They came with
That's
the
a
Bible.
huge difference.
Let me bring it back. Ahmed, if you mute yourself, let me bring.
These people who came to Africa historically,
Dude.
they came with
Dude,
the
can you
Bible.
mute
What I'm
yourself?
saying to Abu
Doesn't matter.
Abu
How many
Amir,
times you repeat
be
your
honest.
question? Ahmed,
Abu Amir,
how
be
many
honest.
times you?
Abu Amir,
How many
be
times?
honest. Be honest. Slaves were sold.
I-
It was a normal trade in the past. This wasn't
Okay, did
something
you finish?
This wasn't something that was looked at and people were abhorrent about it. This was a normal transaction back in the day.
Did you finish?
Until slavery was abolished, there was absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. According to Ahmed, you know, anything in Islam that's normal for a day or for a culture, Islam can do it too. It doesn't go above the culture. It just right levels.
No,
it out.
Islam
Right.
obviously eventually abolished.
Ahmed, when are you gonna
slavery.
finish, bro? I'm gonna mute myself. Go ahead and finish,
Go ahead.
so I can.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I've been
Islam
waiting
didn't
for you.
abolish slavery.
So-
Just to put Ahmed in his place, Islam did not abolish slavery. That's one thing. And just to get back to
Clearly.
the subject,
Abu
I want to say this.
Amir, it
Thank
was your
God.
turn to
Hang
talk.
on, Ahmed, let me
Otherwise,
finish,
I'm
please.
gonna have to respond to him as well.
Ahmed, let
Brother
me talk,
James,
please, bro.
if you could give me 1 second, brother, let me wrap it up. So
Sure,
the
sure.
point here, so Ahmed, please do not unmute yourself, do not talk, so I can finish my thought because you're interrupting me highly, bro. So I would respect you if you don't do
James
that, brother.
interrupted you, not me. I was on mute.
Okay, that's good. Okay, Ahmed. So the first point is we don't do whataboutism, okay? Like what about your Bible? What about your history? We're specifically talking about the time of the Prophet where Muhammad was okay with the wives being sold, with the slave girls being sold. Even they had the children with them, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Earlier you said it didn't happen different times. It only happened at the wartime, which I just wanted to refute you that this was happening at the time of the Prophet as well, that the Prophet was okay with this. And he was selling off the woman that they shared the bed together as their wives. And like according to 425, your brother was preaching earlier, right? So
no.
If this is, why are you interrupting me, bro? So Ahmed, so according to your logic, that means that Muhammad was immoral, even though there was no war was happening. If Muhammad was okay with these things. So I am done. Go ahead if you want to conclude it. And GodLogic, thank you, brother. According
Thank you.
to the hadith, yeah.
So you said that I said that slave taking was only done during the time of war. I never said that. I never actually said that. It doesn't actually make sense because once you are captured, then you are kept. So even after the war has ended, you'll still remain a slave until someone frees you or you get freed. You're still a slave.
You misunderstood my point. I'm not talking about the slavery. I'm talking
said
about
that-
the wife
No, no, no,
sharing.
no.
Wife sharing. I'm talking
No,
about
no,
the
one
wife
second.
sharing, adultery. Ahmed, can you address my question instead of going off about something
Yeah,
that I didn't
instead
address?
of asking me a question, you claim that I said something that I never said. You say
I didn't talk about the being. Hold on,
You should have
bro.
just asked your question instead of saying what I said. I never said what you said. You're accusing me of saying something I never said. What I'm saying
Okay,
is,
didn't you say?
once you're
Didn't you
captured, once you're
say
captured, one second. Once you're
adultery was
captured-
okay at the time of the war?
So
Didn't you say
I-
adultery was
I
okay
went
at the
on
time of the
mute.
war?
I went on mute when you spoke.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. So once you're captured, there's nothing immoral about selling a slave, unless you're coming with a completely different metrics of morality. Throughout history, slaves were sold. Slaves were like in Islam, we're actually the most, like, in terms of historically, we don't attack unless we feel a threat from a neighboring country. Once there's a rules of war happening between Muslim majority place and a place that is hostile to Muslims, and they're engaged, then there's going to be slaves, because there's going to be captives. If the Muslims have won, there's going to be captives. If they're lost, then most likely they're going to lose. They're going to be taken captive. This was how life was back in the day. We're talking about 1,400 years ago. Remind me of the last war Muslims.
Can you wrap it up, bro? Because you're
I'm not wrapping up. Let me
me
finish.
right now.
When I finish, I'll go on.
Yes, bro, you
I'll
are
go on mute when
addressing
I
something that I didn't talk about, bro.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that selling captives and selling slaves was a
That
normal
wasn't my
transaction.
point. Ahmad, that
your
wasn't my
You're
point.
claiming
No.
that Islam is immoral. No.
GodLogic, what was my point?
To
To bring
You're
this
claiming
hadith.
that
What was my
About
Islam is immoral.
what was about the married women being brought in and the sharing of wives.
Exactly, bro. Why this Ahmad guy
No,
is
the
strawmanning
hadith,
me?
the hadith he brought up was about selling slave women. The hadith you read,
and the mother of their children.
Of their children
who's
being
a
shared.
who's a captive woman being sold. What's immoral about that?
So you didn't even understand my point, and you strawmanned me the whole time. You spoke like 5, 6, 7 minutes. You spoke all the strawmanning instead of actually addressing my point. My point was the adultery was okay according to your logic at the time of the war, but I brought this hadith, which I could bring more, but just for the time and the respect of my brothers here, I brought this one hadith where it talks about, the mother of the children, like the wives being swapped around as a possession, as like iPhones the other guy was talking about, right? Just because they could do this at the time of the Prophet, the adultery being done, even though they were the husbands and wife, they could sell off their wives. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I wanted you to address, but you just went up about the slaves, which that wasn't my contention.
Your contention is at the end of the day.
Let's go ahead. Hold on, guys. We gotta.
Yeah. I mean, you can claim the higher moral.
It's been flushed out, guys.
You can claim the higher moral ground, but the truth
Ahmed.
is, slave trade
Guys,
was something.
Guys, we're moving forward, fellas. We're moving forward.
All right.
So,
thanks for having me.
You want to stay?
What's the next topic?
Thanks for coming. Yeah, if you want to stay, I got one more thing that I'm bringing up while I have time, and then I have to get on off. But this one's gonna be a little lengthy as well. Why do I hear a voice talking while I'm talking? I really don't understand that at all as the host here. So another contention that I have is the and now this is really terrible. The fact that Islam allows for child sexual relations, with grown men, prepubescent girls who have not reached puberty yet, girls who have not reached maturity yet, you're allowed to have them. And so that's another thing that I find absolutely horrid from this religion. Can we all agree on this stage?
No, sir. I will repeat you.
And let me ask the question first. Can we all agree on this stage?
No.
that it's wrong.
He said
No.
You can ask.
No. Can we all agree? And I hope you say yes to this, actually, Sunni. You're being too quick here. Can we all agree that it is absolutely disgusting and wrong for a grown man to have sexual relations with a little kid?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
I will rip them apart if I see one.
Good.
Okay. So what are your proof? It is the Bible that allows child marriage, not the Quran.
Okay.
Quran chapter 4.
Let's go into the Quran and let's see.
Okay.
So,
Let us.
Just to be clear, you said that child marriage is wrong, Sunni Muslim?
It's wrong. Yes, it is wrong according to the Quran itself.
According to the Quran itself.
Which
All right. So this is awesome. And then Bambali, I hope I said your name right. Are you a Muslim?
No.
Please confirm that you're a Muslim.
Pardon?
Are you a Muslim?
Yeah, I am a Muslim.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, but I have some problems.
Good. Ahmed, I didn't hear your answer. Do you also agree that it's disgusting and immoral for grown men to have relations with kids?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. That is
100%.
disgusting.
All right. All right, good. So we're all on the same page here now. All right. So if we go to chapter 4, I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm still in 424, 434. Goodness.
Chapter 65 verse 4.
Chapter 65, verse 4. You're right, Sunni Muslim. Matter of fact, Sunni Muslim, I'm going to let you teach it. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. Chapter 65, verse 24. I'm gonna read it and then I'll let you take it from here, okay? Sunni Muslim? Because you've been patient and trying to jump in, you've been pretty hasty. All right.
Right.
So so it says that hold on, let me get down. 65:4. Mash Yeshua. Watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that like button.
I'm gonna hit the dislike button. Dislike button. I'm gonna hit it.
Oh, what a hater. Don't let the haters hate. The haters gonna hate, man. The haters are gonna hate. Matter of fact, while you're up here, Sunni Muslim, double tap that screen so you can show that your support for the platform here. I mean, you're bringing us really good views, really good retention. So I want to appreciate you. All right, so here's the verse. It says this. And for those of your women who have passed the age of monthly courses, for them the iddah, waiting period, is, if you have doubts, is 3 months. And for those who have not menstruated yet, their iddah is 3 months likewise. And for those who are pregnant, their iddah is until they deliver the baby. And whosoever fears Allah and keeps his duty, he makes it easy for them. All right, so there's 3 categories of women here. The women who are too old to menstruate, the women who have not menstruated yet, and the pregnant women. We're focusing on category 2. Go ahead, Sunni Muslim.
Okay. The verse is speaking about women, that there are women who have not menstruated yet. For sure, there are some women who, face diseases that stop them from menstruating. Even today, we have such women. So the Quran does not refer to children. The verse is even against child marriage. The verse itself is against child marriage. The verse is speaking about women. Example, Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 7. The Bible gives the parable of a woman. But
what does the Bible have to do with this verse?
I'm gonna give you an example. The Bible gives a parable of Israel.
I'm stopping you because the Bible has nothing to do with this verse. It doesn't help you.
Is this ultimate light? Is this ultimate light?
I think so. Is this ultimate light?
For sure.
That's him, bro. For sure.
I knew it. I knew it. I just at first I thought it was ultimate truth with a changed voice.
Yes, yeah, I'm
ultimate light made of another account and made his way up here on the panel, man.
Yeah,
so, bro. This is it's your MO. Like, you can never deal with your Quran. You always run to the Bible.
Should have denied it.
Yeah.
An example, just to show you.
Can anybody else deal with this? An actual real Muslim.
Right. I'll jump in. Bumbly, if you let me. Okay. So the verse, obviously you have an issue with the one who hasn't menstruated yet, but it doesn't put an age to it. There's no age.
Yep,
right?
There's no age.
All right, there's no age. It looks like obviously prepubescent.
That's not true. That's not true. There is an age.
Paul, you need to be on mute. I'm sorry.
No, let me teach you. Let me teach you.
You
There is an
didn't
age.
interrupt others, but when I speak, you interrupt me. I don't even know you. Okay. What I was saying was the verse is talking about prepubescent, and I don't know if you guys are aware, some women or some girls, they don't get their periods, their menstruation, at when they're supposed to get it. It gets delayed.
That's a rare account, yeah.
It is rare, but it happens, right?
It's not talking about this.
It is rare, but it does happen. Actually, it happens to every 1,000 or something like that. It happens to 2 or 3, which is not that rare as you think. So that has to be addressed. What that has to be covered. So what it is women who should be having menstruation who are not having it due to a condition called, if you Google, it's called amenorrhea. It's a condition. Yeah, so that condition prevents women to not have their periods starting, and it can start very late. Today it can start 18 years old, at the age of 18.
Is this what this verse is talking about? Is it talking about the rare physical disability of women who are missing their period, or is it talking about girls who haven't reached the age of menstruation yet?
Girls who haven't reached naturally the age of menstruation. So we would know, like in a society, you would know the roughly the age where girls start having their menstruation. So
right. So this has a window of those girls who have not reached the age of menstruation, whether it's naturally or they just haven't reached that age yet.
Not the age. So these ones here on the verse, they've reached the age of menstruation. They passed it, but they haven't had their menstruation.
Can I show you the tafsir on this?
Yeah, so I know.
Before you do that, GodLogic, let me ask you a question.
May I speak?
Hold on, guys.
All
Please.
right,
GodLogic, can I ask you? I just want to clarify something. So does that mean that if I wanted to say somebody's anameria, or is it like that? That's how you say it, anaria, or like the disease, right? Let's say. Okay. If that's the case, that's fine. You don't have to mention what it is. But my question is, would it be the author of the Quran, if that was the case, they would say they were not able to menstruate, or they couldn't menstruate, those who could not menstruate, or those are not able to menstruate, instead of saying never menstruate, like the not yet menstruated? Would that clarify?
Before anyone says anything,
Yeah.
I would like to speak as a Muslim, if you allow me, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Guys, hold on. I asked the question from GodLogic. If you could answer me.
Yeah, to me, it would make a lot of sense if he's talking about categories of women, the ones who are too old to menstruate, as it clearly says,
right?
And then if it's talking about the sickly ones,
right,
who have that disease, and for those who can't menstruate, and for those who have not menstruated yet.
Yet, correct.
If you
That's what
allow
I
me
wanted to
to
clarify.
say, that's actually true. And I'm a Muslim myself, and the ayah does talk about children who has not menstruated. That is true.
That's
However,
true, yeah.
Yeah, that is true. If you go to the tafsir, it talks about our children who has not menstruated. However, child marriage in Islam, you're not allowed to consummate the marriage with a child unless she reaches the age of puberty. After she gets her period, allowed to consummate the marriage. This has happened, and if you say, "Oh, how can you do this? How is that possible? How does Islam allow this?" There's a concept that's called presentism, and you cannot say this is wrong based on today's standards. A long time ago, this was the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. You can go around the topic of Aisha and whatever. He married some people say she was 9, she was 6, whatever the age is, but she has not consummated the marriage until she reached the age of puberty. And so you can, going back to the topic of presentism, there are a lot of cases where kings or many people in history that have married children, and it has been going on. But today's standards, this is not allowed, because of today's standard society. The child has to grow, she has school to attend to, and in comparison to 2,000 years ago, the child did not have to do anything. There was nothing to do. Life was simpler and life was easy. You could even find famous poets like Edgar Allan Poe, who married a 13-year-old. You can find kings who married like 9-year-old children. It was very common back then, but it's not.
But
Islam
gotta land at some point.
Can I
Can
just jump in there then? Can I just jump in there?
All right.
When you said the waiting period, what's the waiting period for?
The waiting period is for protecting the child herself, because
before they can remarry, right? I'm going to read you Maududi. In the same thing, in the tafsir of Maududi, this is what he says. He said, one should bear in mind the fact that according to the explanation given in the Quran, the question of the waiting period.
Apologies,
he says Maududi.
All right.
Yeah. He says, in the case of the waiting period arising in respect of the woman with whom marriage may have been consummated. The waiting period there, in the case of divorce, is pronounced before the consummation of marriage. That's in Al-Azhab 49, which is 3349. Therefore, making mention of the waiting period for the girls who have not yet menstruated, clearly proves that it is not only permissible to give away the girl in marriage at this age, but it is also permissible for the husband to consummate marriage with her.
That's
Now,
not
obviously,
true.
let me read, brother. Let me read finished. It
Continue
says,
reading.
now,
Continue reading.
obviously, no Muslim has the right to forbid a thing which the Quran has held permissible. Now, when we're talking about 65:4, and you read the tafsirs, it talks about the young woman. And it says that the waiting period is only if you've consummated the marriage. Meaning, if you haven't consummated the marriage in 3349, then there is no waiting period.
All right. God bless you guys. God bless you, Habibi, Avery. How are you?
Well, I want him to respond to that, Robert.
Yeah,
God
sure.
bless you. Yeah,
I just
I
wanted
want
to
him
say
to
God
respond
bless.
to that. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I don't want us to. I don't want to lose him.
No, no, no.
So,
Let him answer, and then maybe I can say something.
did, so
Oh, you would.
I don't know how
Am
to
I
say
allowed
it,
to
man.
respond right now?
Yeah, so he took you through how how according to the
Yes.
verse, those girls, those kids, they have a waiting period, right?
Yeah, they do have a
And
waiting period.
and according to
But
the Quran,
it's the
you don't have a
consummate.
waiting
Yes.
period, right? So you don't have
Yeah.
a waiting period unless the marriage has been consummated, right?
Yes and no. It's up for children. For children, you're not allowed to consummate the marriage until they hit the age of puberty. Even
But then
if
there wouldn't be a there wouldn't be a
wait,
waiting
no,
period.
no, there will be a waiting period. There will be a waiting period. This is
That's
the reason there is a waiting period because.
wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I need like we got to see this stuff, okay? So
Alright.
the Quran is verbatim, like blatant. There
Yes.
is no waiting period if you have not touched the believing woman, your wife. There is no waiting period.
Yeah, he's talking about
Right?
Surah Al-Asqab 49.
Yeah, chapter 3, 3349. It literally says
Yes.
there is no waiting period if you have not touched her.
Yes.
Okay. So we go back to 65:4. The
Yes.
child who's being divorced has a waiting period, which means she was touched.
No. I like your correlation
Okay.
is correct, but it
Can
does
I
not
jump in?
apply to child marriage. No. Before you come to saying your correlation is correct, but it does not apply to child marriage. And the reason is we go to the Prophet, peace be upon him. Whatever he did, we follow, and he has not consummated the marriage before she hit puberty.
That's not true.
That is true.
Yeah,
No,
The
no,
hadith
not
says
true at all.
Aisha, peace be upon Aisha radiallahu anha has a hadith that is sahih, and she said this herself. If she
What
was
did she
touched
say that
before,
was the hadith? Wait, what
I
did
can
she
give
say?
I can give you the correct hadith, but I didn't memorize it. But I can find it for you. And give
But
it to you.
you're
But I
reading
have to look it
false
up.
translation, Habibi.
Yes, we
No,
know
I'm
the
not
hadith
reading
you're
false
talking
translation.
about.
Habib, I'm Arab. What are you talking about?
Okay, can you read the Arabic for me?
Yeah.
No, I don't have it right now, but I can
Oh, you
pull it
don't
out.
have it. Okay.
Oh,
So
I don't
if
give
have
you
it right now
time,
because
bro.
I didn't
it
memorize
says
the
lam
hadith. I didn't memorize the
Okay,
hadith.
let me read the
I did
Arabic.
not.
The Arabic says lam aqal, which means I did not understand. It doesn't say she's not talking about her reaching the age of puberty. Else it would have
Continue.
used.
No, continue the verse. Continue the hadith and read it. Read
Yeah,
the
I
whole
don't
verse.
have it here
Read
in
the whole
front of me,
hadith.
but if you look it up, you will see that it says lam aqal, which means I did not understand yet. So she didn't reach the age of understanding. It doesn't talk about her puberty at all.
That's
If you
about
go,
marriage.
just a second,
Talks about marriage.
If you go
Yeah,
to
continue.
the hadith, you'll see always on the left the translation and on the right the Arabic. If you go on sunnah.com, for example, in the English translation, they lied about what the Arabic says. The Arabic doesn't talk about sun al bulugh, which means the age of puberty. So they lied in the translation, like always.
No, did not
On
lie.
top of that, just a second, brother. On top of that, if you go to any big classical scholar like Imam al-Nawawi, Imam al-Shafi'i, Imam
Nawawi
Malik, just a second, please
continue.
don't. Can I finish?
All right, I'll mute my mic.
Okay, beautiful. If you go to these classical scholars like Imam al-Nawawi, Imam Malik, Imam Abu Hanifa, all of them, they fully agree that there is no age limitation for a girl to sleep with. They only placed one condition. Look at this condition, Brother Avery. The only
As
condition
long
is
as
that
she can take it.
handle your banana inside her. So the only condition is that it will fit, that you won't cause her harm. There is no age limitation in Islam, and I challenge you to refute me on it by bringing your scholars. There is no age limitation for a girl when you marry her to sleep with her as long you won't harm her and you don't destroy her private part. That's the only condition, basically.
The condition in Islam is to reach puberty, which means menstruation needs
No,
to
that's
take
a
place.
lie. Show me.
Brother,
that's
wait.
not a
I
condition.
just want to answer him. I want to answer him. How can you enter the
Prove it.
girl?
No, let
Okay,
Ahmed prove it by bringing
answer with
sources.
science. Answer with source. Answer with science and logically. How can you enter a girl that has not
Guys,
reached the age of puberty?
guys, we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but,
Okay,
but
well,
we're talking
I'm gonna
about.
answer.
Hold on, stop.
Okay.
We're talking about Islamic ruling.
Yes,
you guys are
yes.
making the mistake saying that Islamically you cannot, consummate the marriage until she hits puberty. That's not your Islamic jurisprudence.
Exactly.
This is our Islamic jurisprudence, and I'll respond to him.
Can you show us this? Because what we have is the opposite.
Bring your dalil.
Because what he said,
Bring your
I'll
evidence.
bring my dalil. First of all, I'd just like to answer him.
Because I just
He
gave
said,
you name. No. Bring your evidence because I just gave you
I'll
giant
answer you
scholars.
first, then I'll give you
Your
evidence.
scholars
Brother,
are
brother.
saying there is
Brother,
no
I'll
age
give you evidence.
limitation for sleeping with little girls. All of them. This is scholarly
is no-
consensus among Muslim Sunni
Brother.
scholars. They all agree
Okay.
that you can sleep with little children as long you don't harm them, you don't destroy their private parts. In other words, there is no age limitation, and they even give the age of Aisha. On top of that, Avery, let me say one thing, and I'll mute. If you go to Fath al-Bari, volume 10, I'm even giving you the source. Go to Fath al-Bari, volume 10, by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. He explains that Aisha did not reach the age of puberty until she became 16 years old. 16 years old. So in other words, when Muhammad slept with her at the age of 9, she did not bleed yet. Go find it in Fath al-Bari, volume 10, for the explanation for Sahih al-Bukhari.
Brother, first of all, you said something about you
Until
cannot
now, you
harm the
didn't bring
child.
any proof, by the way. I'm
Yeah,
giving
brother,
you
let me
proof
answer
after
the
proof.
question. Stop talking for a second. Let me answer.
But bring
Please.
proof, please.
I will bring
Yes.
proof. I will bring proof. But let me answer the question first. First, you said that you can have a sex with a child as long as you don't harm her. Harm comes when the child does not hit puberty.
No,
This
that's
is
not
when
true.
harm comes.
Harm
That's
is
not
there even
according to what the
afterwards.
scholars say. That's a lie from you. You just
Yeah.
No,
did
it's not
bid'ah.
a lie. First of all,
You're
no,
literally
it's not a
lying
lie
and you're
from.
not showing proof.
And first, second, let me finish. You asked me a question. Let me finish. The second part about Alim Nawawi had some, like, for his ideology was a bit like messed up sometimes. He used to say things that are out of pocket, and usually scholars would disagree with him.
Imam al-Nawawi is a
Third of
liar?
all,
Are you
the
serious,
age of
bro?
marriage.
Imam
Imam
Nawawi?
al-Nawawi, the mufassir for Sahih Muslim, is
Wait,
a
wait.
liar?
Under the
No, I'm not. I
bus.
didn't say he's a liar. I didn't say he's a
Imam
liar.
al-Nawawi
Talk
is a
about
liar.
under.
I didn't say he's a
Talk
liar.
about
Sometimes
under the
scholars
bus.
disagree with him because he had he had some thoughts that were not normal. Like,
But
I would say
Shafi'i,
abnormal.
Imam Malik
Let
all
me,
agree with
bro.
him.
You
Imam
interrupted me around
Malik
4
and
times,
Shafi'i
man. I
agree with
muted
him.
my mic. I muted my mic when you spoke.
Wow.
Please have respect for me. Second of all, the
Unbelievable.
age of Aisha herself was disputed. There is no clear evidence.
It was
of the
never
age of
disputed
Aisha.
among.
It was never
Ibn Kathir
disputed. That's a lie. It's
It
said it
is
was
disputed.
never a
There is no
dispute.
clear evidence. There is no clear evidence of the age of Aisha, peace be upon her, because ages back then were not recorded. Even if
Guys,
she would
remember,
say she was
he
6,
thrown
even
Imam
if she
al-Nawawi
says
under the
she's
bus.
6 or not.
He has thrown Sahih al-Bukhari and
Oh
Imam
my
Bukhari
God.
under the bus. He's
This
thrown
is
Imam
really
Muslim
this
under
is
the
getting
bus.
Bro, you are
bad.
interrupting me, bro. I'm not having
Yeah,
conversations. You're literally interrupting me.
Respectfully, my man. Look,
Bro, God is
look,
logic.
look,
I
look.
just
I have to say this. I have to say this.
He's
dude,
not a Sunni
because
Muslim, Avery.
if we're
I
continuing
am
this
a Sunni
conversation,
Muslim,
man,
brother, but you're interrupting
I
me a
got you.
lot.
We got you. But listen, notice how we've been bringing evidence. We've brung sources.
Yes.
We've brung quotes. Can you give us some type of evidence backing up what you're saying? The first thing about she has to, according to your jurisprudence, according to your scholars, that she has to hit puberty in order for her for the marriage to be consummated. Because we have the opposite, that it's not puberty, but it's when she can handle it. As long as she can take it, you're good to go. Can you show us the opposite? That according to your jurisprudence,
okay.
I'm dying to have it. I'm
puberty
dying
is.
to have what you just said. I wanted to
Let's wait for the evidence.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second. You can carry on. I'll just get the evidence. Yeah, I'll get back. Give me a second.
Hey,
Yeah, guys, I just
do
want
not
to
leave,
come in.
bro. Come back,
Rob,
okay?
God is
If you
like,
I
cannot
will
find,
not
come
leave. I
back.
will not leave.
I just
I will
want
not
If you
leave.
can,
And if I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong, but I will not leave.
okay, good. Good.
All right, good.
guys,
That's good. That's
you
good.
know,
Brother
God is
Steve,
logic.
10
I
years,
just
you
want
won't
to ask
find
you
it.
the question, please, if you don't mind, because this question has been disturbing me for a long time, and I've been asking many Muslim scholars, but I did not have, you know, a correct answer from anyone yet. Regarding this Surah 4, that's Nisa 171, the Quran confirmed that Jesus is Word of God. So this is what I will say to people. If Jesus is Word of God, does that simply mean we can call Jesus as God? Because you cannot separate a man from his word. But all they are saying, no, he's not God. I said, then the idea of Trinity or the Christian calling Jesus God, I think that has been proved by the Quran, because when you look
Avery,
at
shall I answer his question?
Bro,
No,
that's
hold
not
on.
the topic, though. That's
Yeah,
not the topic, though.
it's
a
not a
topic.
topic, but yeah.
Can I
But it's
recap
good.
on the? Can I recap on the child marriage, please?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay,
Paul.
so
I've
Ahmed
been
said that
I've been wanting to say something, by the way.
right after me, bro. I've been waiting like patiently because I really researched this one. You said, Ahmed, I'll start with you, saying that there's no any indication of age. Well, that's not true, because according to your tafsir, they made a full distinction between young women with amenorrhea and children, because they use those terms, and faithfully looking into your own sources, children are typically anyone that have not reached puberty, and typically 13 years old. So your scholars did make that distinction when they actually granted amenorrhea. For example, Razi, he granted amenorrhea, and he said he used two different terms. He said as-sigar and young women. I don't remember exactly the actual phrase, but it translates like this. I can, if you press me enough, I will look it up. It's so easy for me. Look at Bahith al-Qur'ani, and then I just go into Al-Razi 65.4, and I'll see it. But if you don't believe me, but if you want to take my word for now, we can see there is an absolute distinction of age, because your scholars made that distinction by using children and young women in their tafsir, and not many tafsir actually mention what young women, and all of them by consensus of all the tafsir mentioned and included children according to Islamic understanding of children. So that all being said, Mr. What is his name? Happy kind of whatever.
Yeah,
Happy
Paul,
whatever.
just a second. I want to add something on top of what you said before I forget it.
I'm after Paul. Rob,
Yeah,
I'm
just a
sorry.
second, Ahmed,
No,
because
no, bro, I'm after Paul, bro.
Yeah. Respectfully, he was
Okay,
next.
I don't want to lose my train of thought, Rob. Please just hold on. So the fact is now that you said the appy that is presentism, you just committed fallacy, because presentism is not the issue here. This is still valid until present day. Your jurists and your scholars, until today, they allow such thing that you can actually consummate the marriage with a child until today that have not reached puberty. There's no presentism. I don't even know how presentism fallacy actually applies. So you are in fact committing fallacy because you cited a fallacy that doesn't apply. You're absolutely wrong about this. Hardy just passing me. So that being said, please weigh your words very carefully for the next thing you're going to say. I have present day scholars today announcing on public TV that you can consummate the marriage with a child that is even 1 day old, and that's Sunni as well. So there's no such thing as presentism. If you're saying it's not wrong back then, nobody is talking about back then versus now. We're talking about throughout the time of Islam, from the inception of Islam until today. And please don't bring Aisha. Aisha is a red herring.
All right. So Ahmed and then Rob, and we got to wrap up soon.
Thank you. So in Islam, when it comes to the age of marriage, so that verse doesn't discuss about age. There's no number there.
it says girls who have not yet had their puberty, and these are girls who have delayed, who've had their menstruation, periods, delayed. Amenorrhea, that are the ones that I explained earlier. If you guys want to take it to mean something else, that's up to you. As for
we only go with the scholars, it's not us.
Yeah,
Okay,
throw the
and
scholars under the
and I
bus.
agree with you. And I agree with you. Some of our scholars also say that. I agree with you. Some of us
My
say that.
brother, I
But
got my
all of them,
Quran and
wait,
Hadiths in
okay,
front
bro.
of me. Can you
Bro,
show me where it is?
some of our scholars
we do
say
have to let
All
them
of
finish.
them, not some.
Okay,
Don't
look,
lie.
I agree with you. Some of our scholars say that.
Even
All of
Shia
them.
agree with this. What are you talking
All
about?
of them.
Interrupting me, bro. What's this?
All of them, not
You're
just
next,
some.
Rob. You're next. Rob, you're next. Just
Don't
go
lie,
mute.
bro.
Go
You have
mute,
no
bro. Go
dignity,
mute.
Please
Go
let me
ahead,
go
go
after
ahead.
Rob.
Let's
Go
guys,
mute.
let's let him finish. Let's let him finish.
Just go
Go
mute.
ahead, man.
No, he needs to
We'll
go
refute
mute.
after. No, go ahead and finish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
and
going to
stop
interrupt
lying.
me.
I will go mute when you stop
No, he's
lying.
not. He's good.
This is why
He's good.
so if I speak, he's going to interrupt me.
All right, if he interrupts you, then he has to say Shahada. All right, go ahead.
Avery, you're mocking me right now.
No, Luke, you have the floor.
Come on,
so
man.
go.
Stop. He needs to stop interrupting me, please.
With
I'm
look, everything's due. I don't do this. I don't do this. You have the floor. Go ahead and speak.
It's
Rob is
hard
muted.
when I'm
go
trying to
ahead.
speak. When I'm trying to speak, when I get interrupted, it's very difficult.
Dude, it's either you go or we move on. So
All
which
right,
one is it?
I'm gonna carry on. Rob, you can interrupt if you want, since this is your platform.
Go ahead.
Right. So there is actually a verse in the Quran which states age of marriage. If you go to the verse, Surah 4, verse number 6, pull that up. Surah 4, verse number 6. For all of you that want evidences. Now, this is something that actually states that and test the orphans until their abilities, until they reach marriageable age. Right, marriageable age. This marriageable age is bulugh. In Islam, what is called bulugh. And bulugh is when they reach the age of puberty. When you reach the age of puberty, menstruation is included in that. The signs of puberty, one of them is menstruation. And this is what our scholars go by when it comes to
Can you read the ayah? Can you read the ayah?
says, وَابْتَلُوا الْيَتَامَى حَتَّى إِذَا بَلَغُوا النِّكَاحَ إِذَا بَلَغُوا
Well,
النِّكَاحَ.
you know Arabic.
English.
So Yatama. So you understand it's a different.
I read the English and you
You
said
understand
read
it's a
it.
different.
What language do you want me to read it in?
No, you
My
didn't.
brother,
You
So
just said
Ahmad,
orphan.
you understand that this is a different category.
Understand what?
Nobody
I
is
read
saying.
it in
Please,
English.
please,
I read
please
it in
understand
English.
one thing, Ahmad.
No. I
Ahmad.
read it in English. You said read it, and I read it in
You
Arabic.
didn't though. That's why I'm asking you to
No,
read
no,
it.
it's okay. Just
And
give me
test
1
the
minute,
orphans.
please. Just
The
1 minute.
verse says
Just 1 minute,
that
Ahmad.
you
Ahmad,
can
what you're
pull
making a
up the
mistake
verse.
with.
Why do I need to read it for you? You
No,
can
no,
pull up
because
the
what
verse
he's making a
yourself.
mistake. He's making a
I
grave
gave you
mistake
the
here.
source.
Okay, you're making a grave mistake because nobody's saying the
When you
Yatama
made
are
your
not
mistake,
supposed.
when you made your
Please
mistake, I
understand.
didn't
Please
interrupt you.
understand. Please understand. Nobody's saying the Yatama are not supposed to be reaching puberty. That is granted. That is 100% true too. Actually, the scholars say that 100%. I grant that. This is the truth. But the fact is, we're not talking about Yatama. We're talking about
marriage.
we're not talking about the orphans. No. We're talking about please, let me finish the sentence. Let me finish the sentence.
We're talking
Let
about
me
marriage.
finish the sentence.
No,
Okay,
I'm going to
listen.
finish mine.
No,
You've
okay.
said your piece. You've
Sorry,
said your
guys.
piece.
Please
I'm
just
going to
hold on.
Hang on,
Let
guys.
me
Stop,
say this
stop.
because this is
I'm not
important.
holding
All
on.
right, so
Because they're two
guys,
different
Let me finish.
categories.
Let me
guys,
finish.
Two different
listen.
categories.
I'm sorry.
Guys,
I'm sorry, Paul.
guys,
You're
They're
very,
two
very
different
here.
unfair.
categories. Let me
Everybody
finish
here.
this.
Everybody mute up. Everybody mute up.
Let me
So guys,
say
everybody mute
mine.
up.
You don't
Everybody
like.
mute up. Everybody mute up. Guys, I understand. I get it. But we have to let him finish. Okay? Let's let him finish and then destroy the point after. Because this is not happening. It's not working.
He's committing a fallacy though.
Oh no, okay, we'll show the fallacy after.
Okay, can I
We will
call it
show it
right now?
after.
It's a sweeping generalization. It's fallacy.
We
This is
will
an actual logical fallacy.
Paul, brother, I'm asking you, do it after. Okay? This is like we gotta be different from the Muslims. They won't let us finish on their platform and all. Let's refute him after. It's right here. We got time. All right. So Ahmed, you got another about 45 seconds. Please land your plane so that people can respond.
Okay, thank you, by the way. So this verse, whether it's talking about yatim is people who are orphans who have wealth that they are supposed to inherit from their parents. Now, if these people do not reach the marriageable age, well, there's no fallacy here. And marriageable age is when they reach bulugh, which is when they reach puberty. And puberty, one of the signs, is written in all of our fiqh books, all of our fiqh jurisprudence books. The first chapter is the chapter of bulugh, of puberty. And one of the signs is menstruation. There's plenty of other signs. And if a child does not reach that age, there is no marriage for them in Islam. This idea that you're applying that ayah to children who have not reached age of marriage and implying that you can have sex with them is false. What I'm saying to you is that's girls who are of age, who should be past the age of bulugh, but who haven't had their menstruation, is delayed for some condition or not. And for those women, back in the day, having children, getting married and having children was all about survival. Up until what? Up until 19th century in Europe, the mortality rate, the age, the lifespan was 31 years old. Before that, women used to die even younger. So they used to get married. They used to get married.
Ahmed, allow us to
Obviously, I have
Rob,
to.
if you don't know the fallacy, let me talk,
You're
please, because
rushing
he
me.
committed a
You're
fallacy
rushing
here.
me.
I know,
But
Paul.
yeah.
Ahmed, you had ample time to flush out your point. Now, Paul and Rob, go ahead and
go, and then I
do
will
your
go
thing.
after.
Okay, so there's a logical fallacy called the sweeping generalization fallacy. What that means, you take an instance of a group and then generalize over the entire groups, all groups. This is exactly what you did. You did something your scholars didn't do because they know this is a fallacious way of thinking. The fact is that your scholars have actually admitted that, okay, yeah, if she's yatima, if she's an orphan, you know what? Well, you have to wait because there's no guardian. That's true. No one is saying Islam teaches otherwise. What we're telling you is if she has a guardian, if she has a father, and he's willingly given out his prepubescent girl, then that is allowed. That's the truth. That is your scholar's opinion. So, and the fact that you're ignoramulously saying that it's not about children. All your tafsir says as-sigar, as-sigar, as-saghira, as-saghar, as-saghira. Like, what are you? You never open a tafsir book ever in your life. So, and then you're saying, oh, it doesn't mean consummate. Oh, then you must have really, really, really missed al-Tabari, because al-Tabari says بعد الدخول, بعد what? الدخول بهن, like after entering them. So even your scholars throughout the understanding of all your exegete scholars, all your tafasir, saying consummation, saying they are prepubescent because as-saghir, as-saghira, as-sigar are any human being that have not reached puberty or wet dreams. These are who are you call children in Islam. And every tafsir existed under the sun for you, from all the way from Al-Tabari all the way to Ibn Kathir, saying, including, children. Okay? And then one last thing. If we are misunderstanding this, then we shouldn't have seen evidence of this actualizing. But that's not true. We see the evidence actualizing throughout history, and we see scholars until today going on public TV. We can play the clip right now since you know Arabic, thankfully, and he can translate it for us because your scholar from Al-Azhar saying you can penetrate a child.
All right, Rob?
Yeah, he actually
I want to go
answered.
after Rob. Go
Yeah,
ahead, brother.
he actually answered. Paul already answered.
It's kind of not fair that it goes back to Paul, who already spoke.
Ahmed.
Yeah? One second. I'm just saying to Avery.
Ahmed,
It's
something
kind of
wrong?
not fair.
Please.
One second.
I have to mute you, bro. I know there is no. I gave you ample time to
It's
speak.
unfair.
I gave you
Paul
enough
spoke.
time.
Paul spoke.
All right, so I'm gonna mute you
I
again.
literally waited.
Do not
I
unmute
literally
yourself, or I have to
gave
put
my
you down.
spot to Paul.
So go ahead, Rob.
Yeah. So Ahmed, you are crying for people who interrupt you to refute you, because you're all over the place and you keep lying. Yet when it's our turn, you are the one who is interrupting. So stop being a crybaby. Okay. Paul already answered. He already answered it. So you did a great job, Paul. My hats off to you, brother. God bless you. So yeah, the verse that he was talking about in Surah An-Nisa is literally talking about orphans who have no legal guardian over them. They don't have a parent to say it's okay, it's not okay. I will give my daughter in marriage as let's say she's 3 years or 4 years old. So that's a different rule for them because they have no legal guardians anymore who are alive. So that does not work. But we already quoted multiple scholars. I mentioned Imam al-Nawawi, who is literally the Amir, the expert for explanation of Sahih Muslim. We also mentioned that if you go to Sahih al-Bukhari, right on top of the hadith that is talking about the age of Aisha getting married at the age of 6 and consummating the marriage at the age of 9, right on top of it, you have an explanation, and it says chapter 65, ayah 4, explaining that is about the immature girls who did not reach the age of puberty. They're right on top of it. Even Imam Bukhari was even good enough, to address chapter 65, ayah 4. And the editors explaining it even further, that it's about Aisha. Furthermore, we quoted Fath al-Bari, volume 10. Fath al-Bari, the explanation for Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 10, saying that Aisha, when Muhammad did the conquest for Khaybar, where he got poisoned by the Jewish woman, Aisha was 14 years old, and at the age of 14, Aisha herself did not reach the age of puberty. I did video about it. You can go watch it on my YouTube channel. I am showing the page in its entirety. You can see it for yourself. And he continues, when Muhammad went to attack the Romans at the conquest of Tabuk, she did reach the age of puberty, which was 2 years later. So in other words, Aisha was 16 years old when she hit puberty, not 1 day earlier, okay? So when Muhammad slept with her at the age of 9, Aisha was not bleeding. This is not me saying it. This is in Fath al-Bari, which is the explanation for Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 10. And on top of that, all the scholars, all of them agree, and we mentioned it already a couple of times, as long the baby girl can handle your private part and you don't harm her, you don't cause harm in her private part, you're good to go. There is no age limitation. And Imam al-Nawawi gives Aisha herself as an example that she did not have any harm when Muhammad slept with her at the age of 9. So in other words, all the scholars agree. As long you don't cause harm, there is no age of limitation. And that's the end of it. Thank you for allowing me to explain this again.
Can I end just to 2 seconds? Just guys, I just want to end with this. I want to just say, for the 65-4 to be in the Quran, it has to come from a sick mind. And when you read Sahih Bukhari, volume 7, book 62, hadith 15, it says this. Narrated Aisha, Allah's apostle said to me, "You have been shown to me twice in my dreams. A man was carrying you in a silken cloth and said to me, 'This is your wife.' I uncovered it, and behold, it was you. I said to myself, 'If this dream is from Allah, He will cause it to come true.'" This is proving that Muhammad was dreaming of Aisha before she was 6, meaning that he already had these tendencies in him before that. Another hadith, Musnad Ahmed, number 25636, says, Muhammad saw Habiba, the daughter of Abbas, while she was at the age of nursing. That probably means breastfeeding. And he said, "If she grows up while I am still alive, I will marry her." So he's looking at an infant child still breastfeeding, and these tendencies are proving 65-4, where you can marry prepubescent children. So I just want to say this. This verse didn't just appear in this Quran willy-nilly. It's because of Muhammad's depraved thoughts that it appeared in this book.
True story.
All right. I got to go. So
Can I
is
talk?
there somebody that wanted a point on this?
Give it just
Yeah,
me.
I'll
There's
drop.
there's a hadith from Aisha.
1 second, I'll drop.
Did you read it?
Sorry, 1 second, I'll drop. Islam, nobody said there's no child marriage in Islam. There is child marriage. We do have a tradition.
Consummation.
We do have child marriage concept. we do get married young, it's about consummation. And the what's his name, James, that you're talking about marriage. We don't have a problem with that. It's not just in Islam. Majority of the cultures actually have it. We marry each other, and then when you reach age of puberty, when you reach age of puberty, one second,
consummation is okay.
This is called arranged
when you
marriage.
speak,
Let him
you go
finish,
mute.
guys.
You go
Nobody interrupted when the
Yeah,
Christian
it's like
spoke.
it's
Let
like you
Ahmed
know the
speak,
truth hurts. When I speak, somehow you cannot stay mute for some reason.
Man, your words are cutting them deep off, man. You
I
getting
think
them,
so.
man.
I think so. I don't know why they can't hold themselves.
Doing
in
an amazing job, dude.
Just go mute, Rob. Just go mute. Don't worry. Nobody's
Robert,
gonna check out.
Christians are not talking, bro. It's the
Rob,
Muslims talking, bro. What are you talking
Rob,
about that?
nobody is gonna check out your
Rob
YouTube,
is not
your
talking,
YouTube
bro. It's
channel.
the Muslims interrupting you.
It was Rob and James that
It
came off
wasn't
mute.
Rob.
It was Rob and James.
No,
Nobody's gonna come on
Ahmed,
your
you
YouTube
talk
channel
because
for 1 second.
you got your time. You didn't let me talk.
You spoke and you ended.
Yeah,
Who?
but
Who?
you're taking my time.
Oh, go ahead then. Go ahead.
It's Benson here.
Okay, go ahead. Speak.
Yeah, thank you. So what I was saying.
Oh.
Did you read the hadith from Aisha radiallahu anha, where she says that when she married, she بلغت عشدها, she achieved the age of maturation and of the topic. Now, what about Deuteronomy 22:28, when the father is selling his daughter for 50 shekels after someone committed violation on her?
Bro.
That's promotion of rape culture.
I had to
This guy.
move you because you, one,
Boy.
are going off topic and are
Oh, boy.
coping, and two, you're saying those words, so I had to kick you down because you can't say the R word up here.
Yeah, did that really happen?
No. Listen. Of course, we're not talking about the Bible, because the Bible is, we know what's in the Bible, but we're
Yeah,
not
we know what's in
discussing
the
that.
Bible.
Yeah,
Holy
we
living
know what's in the Bible.
and,
But we're not
and,
No, you
and
don't know anything about
condemnation,
Islam or the
But let me-
condemnation
let
of
me
these
respond.
disgusting
Yeah,
laws.
let me respond on the last point. Listen,
Yeah, please, under 2
yeah.
minutes, please.
You see, when Rob goes off for 5 minutes, you let him.
Because I have to go now.
All right,
That's
don't.
why.
I'm not going to be long. But about consummating, Islam does not allow that until the age of puberty. You will not get one source that will actually claim. It's not in the Quran. The Quran doesn't say before the age of puberty. The puberty said that we saw there's a verse that says age of marriage, and all of our books of fiqh, books of jurisprudence. Stay in mute, Rob. Stay in mute. Don't interrupt me. I got 2 minutes, bro.
I didn't
You're
say
wasting
anything.
time.
I can
You're wasting
hear
my
him
time.
coming out, bro. I can hear him.
Ahmed, I know you're so. I don't know why you're so fixated on Rob, bro. I don't know
He
why.
came out.
Get
He
out,
came
get
out.
out of my
He
bag,
came
dude.
out.
I didn't say
I'm
anything.
telling you right now, man. If you do not finish your point,
Well, let me finish.
and you mention Rob one more time when he doesn't speak, then I'm
Let me
cutting
finish.
you
Let me finish.
off.
Fanboys.
Okay.
I go after Ahmed. I go
Yes,
after Ahmed.
please, guys, be short because I have to go.
Yeah. So all of our fiqh books, bro. Go back to what's his name? Even Imam Nawawi that you're talking about. Go to his books. He talks about the age of the age. What did I say? Did I say?
Come on, Rob. I just come on. Rob.
We went to his book.
Anyways, it was nice.
Now he can say it. Now he can say it.
It was
Come on,
nice.
Rob.
It was nice talking to you guys. I'm gonna go and.
Okay, Ahmed, nice.
You're
to
welcome
talk.
anytime, Ahmed. Seriously, you're welcome anytime.
You're welcome, guys.
Can
Can
you
I
wait to
read you
listen
something
to us
from
if you don't-
Al-Tabari?
It's
How many
it's
times
Abu.
do we
Can I
read
read him
it?
something from Al-Tabari, please? I need to read him something from
it's,
Al-Tabari.
it's up to
He's
Al.
gone. Oh, he's gone. Oh.
Before you guys say anything,
But
I would just
but we
like
can
to apologize.
Because it's Al,
Just-
and then we're getting out of
No,
here.
before you said anything, like I said I'd apologize if I don't find anything, and I did not find anything because my memory tricked me. But yes, what Mr. Ahmed Abu Amir said was true. However,
Based on
regarding
what?
about consummated marriages, I told you I'll go back
Based
and get
on
evidence
what?
and come back. But what?
So, like, you can't say that what he said is true without having that evidence when we have the evidence to the contrary.
No,
yeah,
he
so
is.
you got-
He is saying he couldn't find.
I couldn't find. I
Right.
apologize. I said I'd apologize, right? There is no
We'll
Right.
evidence
accept your
of her.
apology.
Thank you. But what you said is that of her not hitting, you can consummate marriage as long as she does not get hurt. That is fine. Yeah,
All right.
that's the rule there.
All right, beautiful. Thank you. You are welcome. Hey, Rob, I almost don't know what to do here. I mean,
Yeah.
At least I'm being honest.
Finally.
At
No,
least
you
you're
are.
being-
You are.
Look,
I
that is
appreciate
the
you.
only thing. That's the only thing we can ask of you guys. That's all we beg you to do is just be honest with the sources. Don't call us liars when we quote them. Look at it yourself and be like, you know what? Yes, that's what it says. Like, that's it. No quarrel here.
Right. So
God
one thing.
bless you, man.
Finally.
one thing. I don't know how to call you, Pike nice or one thing we've learned
Call
as
me
a
anything.
Christian, right? Yeah,
Mm.
brother. I'll just call you a brother in humanity. So one thing we know that as a Christian, right, we have to be honest, especially with the source. If you pay attention, every single Christian, whoever makes a point, always backs up with the sources, right? That because if he doesn't, he would look like just bringing an argument without the proof, right? Which he will look like silly. But anyway, the previous guy Ahmed, unfortunately he left. He said you cannot bring one source that agrees with the point that Rob Christian was making, right? I'm gonna read it on the Surah Al-Talaq 4 from Ibn Kathir, which is just a classic mufassir.
Yeah.
This is what it says: the iddah of those in menopause and those who do not have menses, right? Allah the Exalted clarifies the waiting period of the woman in menopause, and that's the one whose menstruation has stopped due to her older age. Her iddah is 3 months instead of 3 month cycles for those who menstruate, which is based upon the ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah. The same for the young, pay attention, the same for the young who have not yet reached the years of menstruation. It's the same, the iddah.
But
Their iddah is 3 months like those in menopause. This is, and just explains that, So all the scholars...
Continue, sorry.
So all the scholars actually agree with the argument that we're making, that you don't have to wait for the puberty, to get to do the consummation within marriage. This is the
I have a better
Islamic
reference though.
Yeah,
this is correct,
she can handle your banana. That's
exactly. That's the one.
And,
yeah.
But then there's
I
a
have
rule to it that you
a better
consummating
reference
the
though.
marriage. It
I
says,
actually have a better reference than that.
I wanna comment on what he said, if you allow me. It says لا تنكح الأيام. Sorry. There's a hadith that says that you're not allowed to consummate the marriage until you ask for permission, and this is the rule for you to consummate the marriage.
Yeah,
you have to ask
Her silence is even accepted as a her silence. If she doesn't say
silence is consent.
Yeah,
consent, exactly.
But silence is consent after a certain age. Or I read is that I think
it says if she's shy, virgin.
Yeah.
Because bikr is someone who starts to understand.
All right, guys. Did everybody get it off?
Can I actually read something that
right,
that
so
refutes
Saul
Ahmed,
is the
please?
last one, and then we're out of here.
No, Bukr is, by the way, not Bukr. That's not a good translation for Bukr. Bukr is someone who's firstborn. But anyway.
Okay, so Ahmed says you cannot find a source where it's consummated. Again, this guy never read any tafsir under the sun, I think. Here's Al-Tabari says, وَكَذَلِكَ عُدَدْ اللَّائِ لَمْ يَحِضْنَ مِنَ الجوار لصغر إذا طلقهن أزواجهن بعد الدخول.
الدخول, yes.
وكذلك عدد اللائي لم يحضن من الجوار لصغر. لم يحضن because what? لصغر. They did not menstruate because
what is the source?
Children.
What is the source again, so that everybody
Al-Tabari. Al-Tabari.
Thank you.
Tafsir al-Tabari, and he's citing one of the opinions. So it's not, this is not Al-Tabari's opinion, but he is citing one of the opinions that agrees with the idea that this is in existence and actively is in existence of the inception of Islam. Al-Tabari is probably around 2 centuries after Islam. So this is happening real time.
But brother, we need to explain to the audience that Al-Tabari is literally the creme de la creme. Everybody takes from Al-Tabari because Al-Tabari is the #1 tafsir for the Quran, actually.
Everybody copies
so
from
let's translate. Let's translate. Let's translate one more time. And those for the ones that have not menstruated from the ones that whatever Jawari could be mean like wives or like slave girls or whatever, and then because of their young age or because of they're too little. That's what it's saying. لصغار. إذا طلقهن أزواجهن, if their husbands divorce them after intercourse or after entering them, because that's exactly what it says. إذا طلقهن أزواجهن بعد الدخول. It's like,
Yeah.
it's literally there. Like I can't understand these guys.
All right, man. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I want to thank everybody on YouTube who's been watching with us and hanging out with us so far. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow the pages. Follow these guys on TikTok. Rob Christian, James, Chris Claus, Paul Bishop, Abu Amir. Because we go to work. We go to work on this app, guys, by the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, by the power of the Holy Spirit. We cook, man. We cook on this app, man. We've taken over. They're running scared on this app. They're telling all their people not to come here. They're telling them all to block us. I'm getting blocked as soon as they see me enter a Muslim live panel. They're blocking me. So we're doing something right. We're doing something right. So they're coming after us, trying to report us and all kinds of stuff. So glory be to God. He's on our side. His hand is on all of our ministries, and I'm just grateful for all the support from the believers that kick it with us, that support us, that push us. We couldn't do it without you guys. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you guys from YouTube. If you want to see highlights of this, if you're on TikTok, search up The Cook Nation. The Cook Nation on TikTok is another channel that we have that posts our live highlights. Here on YouTube, GodLogic 2.0, you'll see highlights of the live stream. So I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope it was informative. You saw the answers here. We was able to deal with dishonest Muslims, and then we saw honest Muslims come up here and admit that these things are, in fact, the truth when it comes to Islam on these subjects, on child marriage and adultery and the concept of war. This is how we know that this God is not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but a different God, a false God who cannot save you. All right, come to Christ, who's the only God, the only Lord, the only Master. Come to him, who's the only way to the Father by the power of the Spirit, so that you can confess with your mouth that he's Lord and be saved by the power of the Holy Spirit. He's the only way. Amen. Yeshua Akbar.
Barak, barak, barak.
Yeshua Akbar.
GodLogic, Avery,
God
brother,
bless, bro.
I sent you a link here on TikTok in the messages about that in Islam, a father can unalive his child without being punished, because we spoke about it yesterday and I had no option to put it on a screen. So I sent it to you so you can, if you want to use it. Yeah. You saw it. Okay.